And welcome, everyone. We are back here with another episode of Here on the Wastes, episode number 28.
Wow, a lot of
That's a
episodes.
lot of episodes. This is season 3. This is our. Is it the second? Second of season 3? Or is it
Yeah.
third? Okay, second of season 3. Thank you so much. My name is Scott Shogi Moses. I am the. Someone has their. I can hear
No,
an
it's the
echo.
third.
I can hear an
Third.
It's the
echo.
third episode.
Yeah, it's the third.
Is it okay? Well, all right, I'll take it. I do notice I hear an echo from somebody.
Echo?
Does somebody have their
What would
uh,
cause that?
somebody having their audio up?
Are you? I don't know.
Yeah, it's not me.
Can you tell by whose name lights up who it is?
I don't.
I'm gonna mute real quick, see if it disappears.
Okay. It is Mike.
It's got to be the fan pointing at me.
No, it's just an echo. Like
That's weird.
somebody's. I can hear it through somebody's.
I'm not playing anything.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna worry about that right now.
Okay.
Yeah,
Either or. I don't know who it's coming from. I'm not gonna make a big deal about it. I don't know if it's just maybe pumping into my head earphones here. Either way. Again, this is here on the Waste. This is episode number 28, where we play Horizons Unknown After Earth RPG. This is a game that was written, created, and developed by myself. Again, my name is Scott, aka Shogi. This is a futuristic sci-fi fantasy game that is set in the distant future of 2422 on an alien planet known as Saldaria. We do play this every Friday night. If you do want to catch up, you can always check my YouTube. The link is down below. You can catch up on any other previous episodes. We do have our great cast here tonight. We have Ryan. How are you doing, good sir?
I'm doing great. I didn't hear the echo on the stream when I checked earlier, so
Okay,
hopefully it's
that's
not
all that
coming
matters. Maybe it's
through.
just coming through on the Discord. Not a big deal. We have Mike tonight. How are you doing, good sir?
Doing awesome as always.
Awesome. And then, of course, my brother from another mother, Shane. How you doing, good sir?
Doing well, thank you.
Well. Excellent. Well, we are going to just jump in. This is a big episode. I have a lot here in store for you guys. As we do remember in episode number 27, you had hallucinations, if anything. We'll just call it the way it is, where you in some way met the Whisper Queen. Rev was having a bit of a mental breakdown.
Yeah, that's right.
The good doctor was trying to piece together some of the effects of this new technology and this device, and Voldo was most of the time spent in a large tank. And of course, good Marvin was just merely just doing whatever the boss needed and just getting getting a lot of crap from it from just about everybody on the RevJet here itself. You were able, though, to get to your destination. Needless to say, you guys are pretty much, maybe for some of you not, there's a mental scarring at this point. You can't trust anything almost anymore, it feels like. You were able to find that there was a device and that you had inhaled some kind of psychotropic gas that was allowing you to see these illusionary visions or of such. But needless to say, you were able to pull it through. You almost made a deal with the devil, but Rev, with the good help of Voldo and Doctor, warned him against it. And with
If it was
that,
just a hallucination, what would have happened if I had
the
read it
question
extra?
was it
Was it?
how real was it?
Oh my
Uh,
god. Rev just is not going to believe anything ever again.
Rev goes into a corner, just smokes the peace pipe, tries to tries to
Forget
find
the world around him.
exactly. And with that, you guys with the information that you actually gave to Marvin, it was to land about a couple of I'm guessing about a mile or so just outside your
Yeah.
destination.
Yeah,
Um,
somewhere low key where we're not
Sure.
in vision of the entrance.
Obviously you're down south on that kind of that small peninsula where Warband
Yeah.
actually resides. And there are obviously some heavily wooded forests out there that you can just kind of find a little bit of a clearing in order to land, collect yourselves, maybe get a little rest before you venture forth into your mission. With that, again, this is called session 28. The title of this is The Dark Down Below.
Dark.
As you
Oh,
hover over essentially mostly coastline, you can see the great hill, the great mountain almost, just beyond the expanse of dark forest, known as the Forest of the Dawn Vale. You've heard rumors that only darkness and shadows live within those trees, and most everyone avoids it at all costs. Marvin does find a little bit of a clearing just outside the forest itself and settles down right upon almost a kind of the beach coast. You can see the beautiful blue of the ocean of Seoul. But in the distance, just hovering over the tree line, you can see the great mountain that Intel has told you that Warband resides itself. Gentlemen, what would you like to do at this moment?
Before we go anywhere, I would like to rest because both Marvin and Rev are kind of hurt and low on exhaust from our flight from Sodu. That's what I would like to do.
Sure, not a problem.
I'm gonna join that.
Okay, Voldo.
Yeah,
Do
'cause-
you jump yourself back into the Rico tank?
yeah,
Because last year just like a flop fish on the floor.
exactly,
Okay.
exactly.
The good doctor, is there anything like you would like to do during this time?
I could use some rest myself.
Okay. With that, decide which one of you guys first will take first watch.
Rev is either Rev or Doc are probably the healthiest, so I think one of us should take first watch.
Okay. It's not a
I'll
problem.
do it.
You'll take the
You'll
first
take
watch,
first
doctor?
watch. Okay.
Okay. With that, Marvin, Voldo, you're back in the tank. And Rev, you settle down inside. I'm guessing just the Rev jet itself.
Yeah.
Okay. And you get some shut eye, hoping to get some rest and some exhaust back. If anything, Rev, it's a moment to help ease and clear your mind.
Hopefully, I don't have any more visions about mirrors as I go to sleep.
Before you do, Rev, do you go into maybe a trance-like state in order to
Yeah, I think
center yourself?
basically I kind of get into a kind of lotus position
Sure.
and try to center myself, clear my mind, and try to, empty out all of my thoughts that have been, in turmoil and confusion from all of these hallucinations, and basically try to center myself. That whole, what is that Buddhist thing of meditation kind of thing?
Sure. You're trying to align your chakras.
Sure.
Either or, Doc, you do kind of take notice that Rev goes into his lotus position, and kind of there's a ever so slightly very low hum that's coming from him, and you do get a sense just taking a look at him that the kind of the emotional strain that had been on him is starting to lessen. Marvin immediately just rebinds some of his wounds as best as he can and just crashes. He's just tired and exhausted. Voldo, as well, merely seems at peace as he floats inside your Rico tank as he closes his eyes as well. During this time, go ahead and roll some awareness if you could for me, Doc.
12.
You do hear a lot of the soothing sounds of the waves that are hitting the beach line itself, merely 100 feet just outside the interior of the Rev jet itself. But you swear that you can hear the sounds of flapping as well as slight singing from probably beyond into the forest itself. You're not able 100% to completely validate that. You don't know if it's you're just merely tired, but you do believe that you've heard something. And then during that time, nothing else comes to pass, and you take time to rest. With that, Marvin will take the second watch.
Okay.
The good doctor settles down to get some rest. Marvin merely sits inside in the pilot seat, watching the scanners, making sure that everything is safe for his good captain and his unfriendly crew. Voldo, you're probably the only one who really can't um, do any kind of watch, since you're going to fully make sure that you're completely sorted out via the Rico tank. And with that, another 4 hours passes, and he wakes up Rev. Rev, at
Okay.
this point, you're completely healed. You feel centered.
Nice.
You feel refreshed. You didn't have any nightmares or any visions.
I
With that,
feel like Rev again.
as much as Rev can feel like like himself over these past day or so. Marvin gets a little bit more rest, and you start to see the full wounds heal up on Voldo as well as he sits relatively still inside the Rico tank.
Okay.
The good doctor gets as much rest as he can as well, as what you would believe the sun would come up at that time, even though this is um, essentially 3 months of just pure darkness. Um, you still have that clock that kind of goes off. It gives you an idea of what dawn might feel like, or at least is at that time. Do you feel, for you, what time would be best for you to venture in? Now, during this time, remember, you always will have the cover of darkness on your side, as it is perpetually dark.
Okay.
But do you want to carry out as long as you can to make sure all these guys are completely healed? Or do you feel like there could be an element of surprise that you should jump on as best you can?
I think we need to go in as stealthily as possible. So whether that be at like twilight or dusk, or sometime when there would be a changing of the guard or something like that.
Okay. Um, it's really kind of hard for you to be able to obviously ascertain any of that information because you're still about a mile out.
Sure.
And all there is just heavy forage,
Can we
forestry between you and that.
can we ask Maybell the AI if she can, during our resting time, be monitoring like radio channels, see if she picks up any communication within
Sure.
whatever her sensor radius is?
Maybell tells you that she's not picking up any kind of other frequency chattering that's coming this way.
Okay.
You did get a sense when you did talk to the High Commander at that point that the Souls of Woe are very low tech. So you
Okay.
don't know what ways they're actually using communications, but any communication signals that you would normally scan don't seem to be coming.
Coming up empty. Okay. Well, I think we need to discuss how we want to approach Warband.
Okay. With that, all of you gentlemen wake up. Voldo, you're completely restored. Doc as well, and so is Marvin.
Okay. Perfect. Cool. Okay. So we should powwow.
Yep.
How do you guys want to approach this? Do we want to try to sneak in together? Do we want to like go in one at a time, pretending we're some sort of travelers checking out Warband? I mean, the Souls of Woe are strong here. I don't know if we can infiltrate a squad like this.
I mean,
what do we know about this? Are we like off the southern tip of it, or
Yeah, in regards to that small little peninsula that it sits upon, I would say you're probably at the southwest part of that, right there on the coast.
and I mean, we're only 4 people, so it's not like a giant squad. I feel like that would be safer to move all in at once than it would to just be trying to sneak in one. One of us gets picked off trying to sneak in, we're screwed.
are we heading for the mountains?
Yeah, we're like a mile out from the entrance, I believe. So we have the option. We could try to. We have this stealth generator on the RevJet. We could try to fly in stealth, but if we don't know about the Souls of Woe, we don't know if they could detect us. We don't know if there's a way to even get in with a RevJet, or if it's all human size entry and exit. So
We should probably leave the RevJet behind and just try to sneak in on foot.
yeah, I agree. I think that's probably the best way to approach this.
Yeah.
We just lose a good doctor here. With
for a
that,
second.
Maribel, is it Maybell? Sorry,
Maybell, yeah.
Maybell. Maybell merely says, "Would you like me, sir, to just be put into sentry mode?"
Engage sentry mode and your stealth field so that casual observers will not see you on the beach here.
Understood. Cloaking will be engaged once you leave.
Will I be able to interact with Maybell and have communications with her through my sidekick as we are
As long
moving
as
away
there's
from
no
her?
interference.
Okay.
You don't know what you're gonna obviously gonna deal with below. But
Okay. Well,
as long as usually there's any hardcore interference or anything like that, you always have the ability to
okay.
connect to her.
Well, I would like to tell Maybell every hour send a ping to my sidekick to see if she has a signal, and if she ever loses signal, to contact Sodu to let them know that we are basically flying blind at that point.
Understood, sir. Is there anything else that you require of me?
Stay alert, Maybell. Stay alert.
Understood.
All right. You guys want to just walk on into Warband?
Let's go for it.
I mean, if she couldn't detect anything, I mean, is there any way to do like a infrared or like a heat seeker to check for life forms in the immediate area in the forest, or
Worth a
She
shot?
absolutely has that ability. At least scan. Obviously, there's a proximity in which she can scan.
right?
For those, but if you would like her to do that, unfortunately, she doesn't answer to you. She only answers to Rev.
All right. Good
Mhm.
point, Doc. Maybell, scan for life forms or non-tree vegetation life forms between us and Warband.
She scans, and everything that she obviously pings out and she scans, you can see up on your screen itself, and you do see that there are a pack of life forms that are not humanoid at all, that are just outside of Warband itself. Based on the heat signatures, you can see that they're birds in nature. I guess would be they're winged birds, some kind of avian.
So we either got some sort of cliff rocks or some sort of sentries outside of the entrance, it looks like.
Well, didn't we just get attacked by a bird?
Well, that was I think fake.
No, because
Or
it dropped the illusion, and that's what turned it into a bird. So the bird was the OG thing attacking us.
okay.
You talking about the
Yeah.
bird that you found at Sodu? That
Yeah.
he sliced in half? That was like a
Yeah.
clockwork bird. So it was mechanical in nature. That's the
Oh.
reason why he just sheared it.
Okay.
It's pretty
Okay.
much like the
Right.
owl
Right.
that he lost
And never went back for.
and never went back for.
That'll come up in some time, I'm sure. It will kill us.
But but then again, the information is nothing that's humanoid.
Okay. All right. Doc, what do you think?
It's like a flock of birds to me.
All right. I say we go slowly and carefully, start heading to Warband. Do we want to have some sort of cover story? Because if we're going in just as normal mercenaries, I don't know how the Souls of Woe would react to that.
I mean, we could try and pull off something like we're bringing in some tech from, the head base or whatever. But
We
could
know
try
they're
and-
connected with Sandormo and Titanfall. We could
Yeah.
say we're some sort of liaison or some sort of contact from Sandormo or something like that.
Surprise inspection from Sandormo.
What do you think, Doc? You think we can pull off any sort of subterfuge like this?
I would imagine so. We got to. Oh gosh, I mean, is this like a village or a town? What's the?
All we know is it's underground.
Yeah.
It's underground, and
Oh, so we're heading through the forest. We're gonna hit the mountains and enter.
yeah, into a cave. Basically, is what. As
You
far
know
as I
what?
understand.
Okay, you can control your RevJet remotely, right?
Well, we could do autopilot and have Maybell kind of fly it, I believe.
Yeah, we could have her we could have her take a look around and see how many entrances there are, or we could have her create a diversion far away from the entrance.
I don't know about diversion for just our initial entry. That might mean we're attacking from the beginning, and I feel like since we're trying to place these 3 beacons for an orbital strike, we're not trying to draw attention to ourselves.
Okay.
I imagine getting her to try and scout the place may trip off some. They might notice a rev jet kind of snooping around.
Okay, fair enough. So I guess we just start going in. Who wants to take the lead?
You guys,
Yeah, I feel like our
guys are just
best
gonna go
cover
in?
story is some sort of liaison from Titanfall or Sandormo and guards for that liaison. That would be my idea for cover.
We definitely don't look the part, though.
Well, the Doc's dressed very nice. He could be some sort of higher up, and we're his hired guards. I could even go in stealth, and so I could be tailing you guys in my Mirage while Marvin and Voldo play the guards.
I could do that. I feel like that might work. It probably won't, but I feel like it might.
That's my idea for getting in a completely unknown location.
Yeah.
What if we are Rico Bat salesmen?
door to door.
Yeah, we're coming to expand the brand and see if they have any interest in.
Yeah, just
healing,
show up.
May I speak with the lady of the house?
Have you
Yeah.
heard the good? Have you heard the good word?
Hey, have you? Give them some literature.
Well, it's not a bad idea. If
really
we're
isn't.
not getting any technology readings, maybe we could use you use your background as a doc to say you're here to see about helping them improve their healing capabilities.
Yeah, we're here on a philanthropic endeavor.
Okay. Well,
That is
where's
what
our
you're doing?
where's our origin?
I
Where
don't
do we
know.
come from? We coming from Sandormo? We coming from Titanfall? What do we think?
I'm trying to remember what is going on.
Sandormo is where what Marvis Falcorn is based out of, the Bandit
That
King.
is correct.
And
I mean, I'm not saying this is a great idea, but
It's the best one we got. So
and Titanfall, you said what now?
Titanfall is where Rufus Titanimus was from, but now his
Right.
son Mott Titanimus is like a figurehead for
Yep.
the Bandit King.
Essentially a lame duck ruler.
Yeah.
Okay, gentlemen, what's it going to be? Whatever you choose, Marvin's on board.
And in Warband is they're allies with our enemies,
Yeah,
right?
they're the Dark Alliance.
I mean, we can.
Unless you got a better idea, this is what I've got.
yeah. I don't see anything
What
better.
were you thinking again?
You're coming in as a liaison to make sure we're communicating between Warband and Sandormo, and we're your guards, basically.
Where exactly are we trying to place these like locator things again?
Remember, no one's been into Warband.
So we don't
That's
know.
your job. Your
Yeah,
job
we
is
have to scout out
and
locations
find out, obviously, strategic positions that obviously would disable or at least completely eliminate Warband. That was the decision you guys chose out of all of them. You're gonna go into the place that you knew nothing about.
I wasn't the one who chose that.
I know.
decision.
I was the one who didn't want to go to Titanfall.
All right. I mean, I say we just keep going.
Doc, you on board?
Yeah.
That Marvin's got the look of a guy who's just like, he's like, boss, I don't know if these guys are on board. I hear a lot of like reluctancy in their voices.
I look at Marvin and go, you got a better idea?
I'm with you, Doc. I'm sorry. I'm with you, boss.
Okay. You were the Doc. Oh man. I mean, we could try to just sneak in if that's what you guys prefer. I'm fine with that because I can mirage.
I mean, I
But,
say we try to sneak in, and then if we get caught, then we start pulling that stuff. And see if we can
get caught,
just.
if we get caught, we.
By the
we're just
way,
testing
we're
their
not just
security.
sneaking here.
We're just seeing how We'll just be like, we'll have you know, it took 5 hours before you caught us. The boss is not gonna like this.
Exactly. Yeah, something like that.
Okay, so you gentlemen ready?
I say Rev takes the lead though, because he's got that invisibility.
Okay, so you want me to be in front, but be mirage.
Yeah. And then I mean, I can stand back
scout.
a little bit
Okay.
because I can like transport, so I can stand back and kind of like appear behind people.
Okay.
So we're
I was gonna say, when you guys obviously go out, what's your marching order here?
Okay. Well, I'm Rev is cool with going into Mirage and being the forward scout to kind of report what he sees as they move towards Warband.
Okay.
And I mean, I can
we
stand next to Doc if I need to.
And if possible, I could have like on my sidekick the ability to say Plan A or Plan B. Plan A looks like we could sneak in. Plan B is we can't sneak in. Let's go for subterfuge, trying to speak our way in or whatever.
Okay.
All right.
Where are you at in the marching order, Doc?
I'll follow behind Rev. And we're scouting this place to find out where we can plant. You said, what did you say, Mike? What are we trying to plant?
There are these 3 beacons. We each have a beacon. And
It's gonna call down like a strike to blow up the whole place.
Yeah, it's like it's gonna be a triangulate the location for them to orbital strike and destroy the city, basically.
Damn.
So we got to get deep
Cold-blooded.
inside.
Yeah,
They deserve it.
we might
But
ask
it's
them.
got to be a way to destroy something that's underground.
Yeah.
The whole town, like place
Yeah, we
that's
got-
underground.
We got some bunker busters, so
Yeah, we just have to aim it in the right place so that it blows up what we want to blow up, basically.
Does that include ourselves?
No, our plan is to get
Hopefully
out.
not. Yeah, hopefully not.
Plan is to activate it after we leave.
That'll be a quick stream on that one if we don't.
Yeah, we need to try and get in there and somehow locate a like a mainframe or something we can hack into to find out the layout of the place. I guess. I mean,
If they have one, yeah.
They are pretty low tech, so
yeah, right. She might be written on the walls.
does your hat
Maybe they have an evacuation plan map like it in buildings.
sure,
Like
for
you
sure.
are here, and then so let's keep an eye on the walls and stuff.
I'm pretty sure that's how these places work. Yeah.
I mean, if they're low tech, you never know.
Is your hat? Can your hat scout?
No.
His cat cannot scout.
All right.
It just,
Yeah, probably our
it
most-
Just, number one, it obviously can do the shield. Number two, it just allows them to look really, really cool. Which that alone is a power all on its own.
Yeah, right. The +5 on out rolls. So
Yeah.
all right. So I say we just start marching in. Let's start heading that way.
Okay.
Okay, what do you want Marvin to be, Rev?
Marvin will
Front
bring
of
up
the
the
pack.
rear.
No.
He's
I'm
in the
bringing
rear
up the
'cause he's got the rifle. He's got the sniper rifle.
because he's such a good shot with it.
I know. He can run from there. So.
Okay, so you want Marvin to take the rear.
I want him to take, cover our tail.
Okay, not a problem.
So Rev on point.
Okay. With that, is there any? Are you trying to stealth your way through this? Are you just walking freely? What are you guys doing?
I want to be in Mirage, and trying to
it's pretty much
stealth.
for the other individuals.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Voldo.
I mean, I'm definitely trying to sneak. I'm trying to stay under the cover of darkness.
Doc.
I'm wondering if we should maybe just have Rev go in as far as he can, since he's somewhat invisible.
But I mean, that brings back to the point. If he gets caught,
Yeah,
he's
that's
on his
true.
own.
What if we pretended that Marvin was a prisoner?
Oh,
of
I'm
ours,
down with. I'm okay with that.
and we
You guys
abducted
changing
him
the plan when Rev's not around.
and we can
I'll be his
I don't know. I
personal
just don't
guard.
know what we're gonna say when they
Is this like
encounter
Star
us.
Wars when they
Yeah.
slap the
Here,
Yeah,
you put these on.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what
Yeah.
I thought. All right.
I'm not against that idea. I could be walking next to Marlin and pretend like I'm guarding him. We could have Doc in front of me, just like a couple steps, like he's leading the way, and then you could be ahead of us in Mirage, letting us know what we're looking at.
I don't know how you guys think you're going to convince them that he's your prisoner when they don't know you. It's not like you're wearing stormtrooper outfits, so they know, oh, they're on our team.
I mean,
Right.
I look
We
pretty
don't know anything
scary.
about these people.
Yeah, taking a prisoner seems worthless to me when you don't know what the situation is when you're walking in.
All right, agreed. So the other plan B was tell him we're from Roto-Rooter or something. Is that what it was?
Yeah. That was
Yeah.
the one. That was the one.
Yeah, I heard you got bad plumbing here.
Yeah.
We're here to help. Okay.
All right. So
Well done, Five. Grrr, this plan is dumb. Grrr.
No, but seriously, what were we gonna tell him again?
that you are are we gonna go with the whole he's trying to
Well, plan A was to
sell
sneak
them
in,
something?
and I'm supposed to see if it's possible. If that's not possible, there's guards. You guys can't sneak in. I mean, Doc's got no sneaking capabilities.
And we'll have to just march in like we got.
Yeah, you're going to have to come in like you have a reason to come in there.
Yeah.
So the reason was liaison from Sandormo to keep communications flowing. Something.
Upgrade their tech.
There you go. Doc is somebody who could
a
do
diplomatic ship
Yeah.
from Alderaan.
that. Exactly.
Diplomatic mission from Alderaan. Okay. With that, as you guys continue, everyone roll sneak except for roll it for Marvin.
Okay.
Ryan, if you
Roll
could.
sneak for Marvin. Gotcha.
Obviously,
Marvin got a-
if you have sneak, then you get the +3. If not,
Marvin's got a 15.
okay.
I got 17.
Doc, You get about halfway through. Voldo and Marvin have no issues with um, being relatively light-footed about um, making their movements and trying to stay as quiet as possible. Unfortunately, uh, the good doctor here doesn't seem to understand what exactly sneak means. Um, he steps on every twig possible. Snap, crack. You could hear it every time he does it. You want to cringe, and you
We
stop
do.
waiting for something bad to happen. The doctor even trips over a few of the very large tree roots, slams himself directly on. You hear him just go, ah, ah, man. He just doesn't seem to get the fact that sneaking through this would help alleviate any possible other encounters.
He
As
just keeps saying, "Damn it, Jim! I'm a doctor, not a rogue."
Yeah, absolutely. He just needless to say, as you get through the clearing of the trees itself and reach the main path that leads up to Warband, that as you three kind of emerge from um, the tree line itself, you wait about a minute, and there's a good doctor who just kind of like rolls and flops out right into the middle of the road, and you could see that he's dirtied up uh, his outfit. That he has some uh, errant branches and twigs stuck in some places. As he's just kind of trying to shake it off. Marvin takes one
Oh,
look at him and just goes, just gives him a look.
yeah. Well, I don't know what happened, guys. I tried to sneak. I guess I'm not as ginger as I thought I was.
That's what staying in a castle for the past 6 months does to you.
So we're approaching the entrance now.
What you see now is just essentially a clearing from obviously the forest itself and a very kind of long dirt path that leads up to the entrance of the mountain. Rev, as you kind of get closer, um, you start to come up probably within maybe a football field length, so about 100 yards away, and you start to see pikes that seem to line the side of this road, and you do
Okay.
notice that upon the pikes themselves seem to be skewed bodies.
I'm going to turn on my video feed from my cybernetic eyes, and I would like to send that video feed to the sidekicks of my three compatriots so they see what I'm seeing.
You each get a incoming video feed, and you obviously get a sense that this is coming from Rev, who's probably probably 100 or so yards ahead of you. Um, as he starts to grow closer and closer, you can see that birds, the ones that you got a heat signature from, are picking at the carcasses of the bodies. What you see, Rev, as you get closer, are known as carvers. Carvers are a carrion type predatory avian that are almost vulture like, with the extremely long, hooked, razor sharp beak, the wings of a dragon, and a barbed tail. They're about 4 feet in length, and they always are in packs. They're extremely aggressive and have razor sharp talons as they're picking at these skewed remains of humans that are in very, very ornate regalia. Um, it's a group that you've never seen before. It doesn't seem familiar to you at all. Um, but what you do notice is that as you start to go closer and closer, and you can smell essentially the death and the dried blood, and obviously the rotting flesh and such, that up on some of them, they're all in white with like very crimson like um lining and stitching with little bit of gold, and a great lion that is on it, sitting on top of a sun. And with that, if anything, go ahead and roll intellect if you could. You guys are all
Okay.
seeing this too. Everybody, go ahead and roll intellect or streetwise.
Okay. Rev rolls a 7.
Is knowledge the same as intellect?
I will allow you to roll knowledge if you have knowledge.
Marvin rolled a 20.
Oh,
I got a 12.
okay. And good doctor?
16.
Okay. The good doctor and Marmot immediately tell you that those are the group that is to the east that they have been fighting this whole time. Sorry, I forgot their stupid names. It's the what are they called? Sorry, I do apologize. I didn't write down the name. My mistakes. I am trying to find the information. Keep losing Shane there.
My video keeps freezing.
Oh, it's all good. They are called the Pillars of the Lost Dawn.
Pillars of the Lost Dawn. Okay.
And Doctor, as well as Marvin, can tell you that they seem to be a very spiritual and religious sect.
Okay.
And they are 100% have been in war with the Souls of War. The battle of light and dark.
Okay. So the Pillars of the Lost Dawn are some sort of religious, but also military. They'll fight
Absolutely.
their enemies.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Extremely, let's just say, they are believers in Michael the Archangel. And those
Okay,
to strike down evil. And Michael the Voldo Angel. And that's what you kind of see is the golden lions sitting atop a sun.
Okay.
Kind of like from the dangling arms. Obviously, it's right there on the sleeve. You do see it at the bottom of their coats as well. It's kind of etched to the bottom of the seams.
Do they have any interaction? Do they know the Den of the Forgotten by chance?
For the most part, they don't seem to have any issues with any of the Den of the Forgotten because mostly they reside in the far east, and obviously, they don't have any like direct connections or interactions with anyone that is here in the West itself.
Okay.
And if anything, mostly they're the only major faction in the East, other than the Souls of War. The Souls of War, so they're obviously in direct conflict constantly with them.
Okay.
Do we know much about these carvers? Do we know that they will be aggressive if the rest of them came up while they're feasting on these corpses?
Roll knowledge.
Okay. Rev rolled a 5. So
Rev has no idea, has never really seen these. But if the other two would like to roll knowledge or science, whichever works best.
16.
I rolled 18.
Okay. Rev has no idea. He's almost like he's never seen these before.
Yeah.
But Voldo and the good doctor could tell you that they're extremely predatory, aggressive. And they do attack in packs if they are obviously if you cause them to stir up. You don't know necessarily. They seem to be their time seems to be occupied right now by taking the dead corpses, and they don't notice you at all because you're completely invisible. But I'm to assume if blood was on someone else, so they could smell death impending, and that they would probably attack without any issue.
Well, Rev's going to message back and say, should I proceed forward or should I come back to you to plan our movements forward. I'm going to ask them if they want me to continue scouting or come back, rendezvous with them since I'm ahead of them.
I'll respond and I say I'd say you continue keep scouting ahead. We're just gonna take a wide path around these guys.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want any part of these things.
Okay. Marvin
Okay.
has no problems with following them around.
No,
Try to grab
Marvin should just go talk to him.
Marvin's going to follow the doc around and stay away from Goldo.
Marvin sticks with the doctor.
How wide is this road that I'm walking down?
I'd probably say it's probably maybe like 15 feet or so.
Okay.
Do we know he's walking on a road?
You get
Yeah, you said there
get
was a
sense.
path,
You get
right?
a sense that there is just a direct path. Everything else is just the forest itself. This is just a direct path lined with the pikes. As he starts to go closer and closer, though, to the mountain itself, he does see that there are lit, like braziers that are or torches that kind of line that obviously give you some sense that he's going to some kind of entrance or something, or at least into the entrance of the mountain itself.
Then I'm gonna message him and let him know. Maybe we should have main path.
Okay. How around on this to the side of this road that's lined with all these pikes, is there clear ground that we could move through, or is it like forested where we
It's
can't move through
completely
there?
forested.
Okay.
So outside this path, this clearing, is just the forest again.
Okay. Well, Rev is just going to try to stay as middle of the road so he's not by sound, smell, or any other sense alerting these birds of his presence, and going to try to just go right down in the middle of the road in his mirage, trying to be as inconspicuous as possible to see what else is in front of him.
Okay. As you do you want to kind of just get an overall look and visual of what you're dealing with here?
I want to see what the entrance is going to look like past
Okay.
all these pikes and everything.
As you start to come into the opening, you can see that it seems to be a carved opening into the mountain face itself. It feels kind of like just a glorified hill, but it's large enough that you figure that you could easily, without having any issues, call it a mountain, and anyone else would agree with you on that. As you see the entrance, though, what you do see is essentially a rock face in front of you. So the path into the mountain itself goes no farther. But you do see etched into the stone and the rock face itself seems to be the outline of a door frame in a large 2x2 door frame, probably about 10 feet wide itself. It's not an archway, it is essentially just a frame that would lead you to believe that, if anything, this path goes beyond. Outside, etched as well, are two rock statues. And what you see is a statue of a hooded, cloaked figure. You don't see any facial features. There's nothing there. It's just a large cloaked figure that probably, on each side, is probably 20 feet high and 20 feet high on the other side, and it bookends this framed wall. On the ever so slightly on the side, you see a LCD panel that has been kind of covered over with a little bit of dust and debris. That if you wiped it away, you would just see a normal panel that probably accesses something. But the frame itself, all you really see, you don't see any hinges. You don't see any the seams of a door. You just see just a rock face, as maybe at some point it was obviously built over. You don't really know, but it
Okay.
looks like an entrance.
Okay. I'm video feeding all of this as I see it, right?
Yes, and it's
Okay.
relatively low lit in that, almost like a little bit of an alcove, I guess.
Rev is going to, because he's trying to stay quiet, type a message back. Any thoughts on how I approach this? I have a couple of my own, but don't want to trip any alarms.
What are your thoughts? I'll type that back.
I was going to throw a rock between those two statues and see if anything vaporizes it.
Hey, I mean, I'm all the way back here, so go for it.
Very Indiana Jones way of approaching this thing.
Yeah, it's like the Oracle, never-ending story.
Okay, so you're just gonna try to pop something.
I'm just going to take a rock and like nonchalantly throw it between those two statues to like land on the ground in front of the approach to the door,
frame
like if there's a
itself.
pressure plate or whatever.
Okay. Go ahead, just roll a quick awareness if you could.
Okay. 609.
Okay. You kind of look around a little bit, just because you're obviously putting yourself in front of this door or this doorway or whatever this is, this entrance. You don't really get a sense of anything. Again, it's relatively low lit. There's only a single torch that's on each side, but they're at the far end bookends beyond
Okay.
the statues themselves. They kind of light up, and just the light glow from that LCD paneling that's right there. You do pick up a rock, you toss it, goes ting ting. Nothing happens.
Okay.
You hear nothing. Nothing moves. Nothing beyond. The carvers don't even seem to really notice either.
Okay. While in stealth, can I take my naginata, the non-bladed end, and like poke the statue, like poke it with, like I'm poking it with a stick to see if there's any reaction or electrified field that would
Sure.
cause some sort of reaction. Very lightly.
You gently go up, and I get the sense it's kind of like
He
you're
caresses it.
you're at the very like back end of your naginata, as far away, creating as much distance between
Yeah.
you and what could possibly happen. And
As Happy Gilmore would say, just give it a nice tap, tap,
There you
tip,
go.
tap-a-roo.
and you tap on that, essentially that empty space that is there. Just rock debris kind of crumbles down.
Okay. I'm going to message back. No response yet. I see an LCD panel. Please advise.
I'm gonna send back. Since you're in stealth, you could try to hack it and see if you can either figure out some information, figure out the code, anything like that.
I have engineering, but I don't have
You don't have
is there a
hacking?
specific thing for hacking.
Yeah,
Yeah, there
hacking
is.
is a specific skill.
Okay.
What I would like to do is, if there's any way for me to plug my sidekick in to feed to one of those the other two, I think both have hacking.
They
to
can't.
see
They
if there's
can't
any way to
remote
do that.
hack.
Yeah, that's what I
Okay.
figured. So
Okay.
I'll
One of them
probably
would
I
have to be
say.
there essentially to do it.
So I ask him, like, do you think it's safe for one of us to come up and try to see if we can plug into this?
So the screen's lit. It's active.
Yeah, and then it dims after a little bit. It kind of slowly pulsates, probably on a like
Okay.
35-second kind of thing.
Okay.
But you do notice
Um,
it's covered a little bit in dust and debris, as if to obscure it a little bit. But with Rev's eyesight, he's able to kind of pick up on just that little bit of light that it's emitting.
Can I see what kind of information? Does it look like a numpad? Does it look like
You like to venture
Windows?
towards it?
Yeah, I would
Does-
it's off to the side of the statues, correct?
It is. With the panel, it's off. So if you were standing ahead of it, in front of it, the obviously the two statues off just beyond it to the side, probably maybe a foot or two. It's just beyond uh, the far right um,
Okay.
statue
I
itself.
want to approach it slowly while still tapping the ground with my Nagidata
Everywhere you
handle.
go.
Yeah, just in case there's pressure plates or
Okay.
tripwires, I want to just make sure that at least there's a little separation.
Roll awareness if you could.
Okay. So 9 again.
Okay. As you move and you kind of just tap in small places and such, just to see if you pick up on anything. Again, searching for any kind of pressure plates, any possible tripwires, anything else that could signal anything. Um, you don't. Nothing seems to go off. You don't. Again, you don't seem to hear anything. As you
Mhm.
reach the panel, though, your head immediately snaps up to the looming uh, figure, and you swear for a second that that figure was watching your movements, but you can't truly. You don't know. And then with
My
everything that's been
imagination's
going
playing
on,
tricks on me
yeah, with
again.
everything's been going on, it's just kind of like you. It's just a feeling after everything you've gone through that you don't know. It seems looming and it seems eerie and it seems like it's watching over you,
Okay.
but it doesn't seem like it ever did move.
Okay. Getting creepy vibes, but I got a better view on the panel here, and I'm going to kind of zoom in on it, but not get any closer. Just kind of zoom in on the thing with my cybernetic eyes to see what I see on this panel.
It's essentially it's a security panel.
Okay.
It does have some kind of random generated number system
Okay.
that it's
So
constantly being cycling.
Okay.
So it might not
I'm
be,
gonna
if anything, for what Rev or Voldo would see, or even the doc, you would get that it might not necessarily be something that's always a set number, that it might be cycling every so often, and you have to be able to get it within that window for something to happen. Something
so I'll message
relatively,
him.
it's something you guys have seen before.
So I'll just message him. What kind of creepy vibes are you getting from?
Rev will respond. Nothing concrete. Feel like being watched.
Okay, so I'm gonna message him back, and all right. So if you feel like you're being watched, whether or not it's happening, if you try to do this all by yourself, it will probably tip them off that we're trying to sneak in. But if we come in all together and maybe knock on the door, do something like that, they might believe our story a little better.
Rev will just say agreed. Stealth doesn't seem to be the option.
Yeah. All right. So I'll turn to Doc and just ask him. So do you want to just head in and see what we can do?
Yeah, they may be picking up a signal somehow just based on the fact that he's alive. I think at this point it might be a little easier to talk our way around it if they say, well, why did you send in the guy at first? We say, well, shit. We don't know the situation. We saw all those bodies out there. We don't know what we're walking into.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll message Rev and just be like, you want to do something, maybe like decloak, call us over, say everything's clear, something like that, just to kind of, promote this lie. You don't have to decloak, but
well, Rev kind of he thinks about it. He even though he feels like he's being watched, he doesn't feel like he's been totally exposed. It's more like it's such an elusive feeling. He doesn't think that he's actually tipped anybody off yet. He's just afraid that if he gets any closer, he's gonna trip something.
yeah.
So he's gonna message back and say, I'm gonna stay in cloak but trail you as you make contact. He
Okay.
basically wants to be our trump card, so that
Yeah.
if things go bad, he can
Decloak and foam.
exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So I say that I turn to Doc and I turn to Marlin, and yeah, I just tell him like, all right, let's go for it.
Beware
All
the
right, so
birds.
our spiel again. We're basically checking on them. The main guys sent us to check on them as far as how communications are going, and maybe
And we're gonna try to upgrade their tech. You were sent over to upgrade some of their tech, some of their security, some of their healing.
like I noticed that there was dust all over the panel in the beginning. Looks like no one's used it in quite a while. Like, what's going on? What's the security like here?
Yeah, I want to mention the dust just because that's a very good security feature. Make it seem like nobody's touched
maybe
it.
yeah, maybe they think that the war's already won and they're kind of laxed. I don't know. We got to say whatever we can say to try and convince them, and I'm sure
Yeah.
we'll have to roll.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
pre-
gonna have
and
to
we'll have to
basically
roll
be
well.
an actor.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they know the war is not over though.
Yeah, I
Stay
know.
away
I'm just
from that,
saying
Yeah.
that the Empire is arrogant.
So yeah, I say we just try and pull off the whole like we were sent over from Sandormo to start upgrading their tech and stuff like that.
And just keep your communication lines open, basically.
We need to agree on specifically who sent us. I would imagine. Maybe do we just make up a name?
Well, Marvis Falcorn is the big name. The guy underneath him that
We should say Mott sent us because he's the figurehead.
okay, he's kind of somebody you can blame stuff on more than.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
Okay.
So Mott from Titanfall sent you to establish communications and upgrade and all that kind of stuff you were talking about.
Okay. So are these you three, okay, with Marvin as well, is being inclusive,
Mhm.
making their way
In the
over
front.
to where Rev is?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I still want to maybe take a look at that panel
Okay.
and check it out, just see what I can gain from it. If there's any way I can hack it without tripping anything, I want to basically see if I could gain any knowledge or if it's even worth trying without being exposed, because I have a feeling they're going to want to communicate somehow and verify who we are. And I don't know, maybe we
You
could
can hack. Maybe you can create fake credentials.
either that or shut down communication or
I mean,
have
worst case, we could like try to hack it, and if they come out or something like that, we could say we were testing security. I mean, that's what we're there for.
Okay. With that, are you gentlemen walking as you're discussing this? Or are you still at the same spot?
I say we're still in the same spot trying to get our story straight.
Roll awareness, Rev,
Okay.
as they continue to waste time.
Rolled a 10 this time.
Gentlemen?
Oh,
Let's start walking.
yeah.
Each one
And
of
how
you,
far are we away from there?
you're starting to. So when you guys were off to the side, still inside the forest itself, right? Just kind of like,
hiding.
Okay, so you emerge from the forest and you cross into the path. I'm guessing, correct?
And Rev's going to remind them, mind the birds, because he still remembers all those birds squawking and eating that.
Each one of you
corpses.
roll sneak, as well as for Marvin, please.
Marvin, yeah.
7.
9 for Marvin.
19.
Interesting enough, the good doctor seems to be extremely soft-footed as he makes his way off, just kind of like coasting the forest edge on the left side of the pikes and the braziers themselves as he tries to move forward. Marvin and Voldo seem to jump directly out into the path, and with that, Marvin and Voldo kind of trip over one another as they kind of both kind of one falls into the other as Voldo jumps out and stops, and Marvin continues to keep going, and they slam into each other. Immediately,
Marvin says, "Watch where you're putting your foot."
absolutely. Immediately, Marvin is just like, God dang it. What's your problem, man? Why'd you stop?
I just look at him. I just give him those eyes.
As that happens, you start to hear the squeaking and the squawking and the growling of the avians above you, next to one of the pikes. They're now looking down upon the two gentlemen who have merely are just staring at each other, figuring out what the heck just happened. What
I'm gonna
do
hop back into the forest.
Before you could do that, Voldo and Marvin roll reaction.
Okay.
Hey, good night, Pie. Thanks for hanging around.
15. 15.
Do you have? I'm sorry, my Marvin character sheet. I lost a couple things. You have Marvin's reaction on you, Shogi?
I don't.
Oh.
Okay. Well, I rolled 11. Marvin rolled 11.
What was it that you rolled, Voldo?
15. So with my reaction as a -3, should be 12.
Okay. Marvin and Voldo can react first as the two cravers jump off from their feast and directly dive bomb to attack at you. With that, Marvin, no, I'm sorry, Voldo, you get to go first.
All right, first
Shogi,
thing-
Shogi, I'm sorry, you're gonna hate me. The thing that I saved Marvin's skills on is gone, so I don't have. He has like 3 skills. And I don't remember what they are. I'm sorry.
Oh, no worries, no worries. Anyone who's watching, give us 1 second. Let me get that information because I have to switch screens here. And we'll be
Yeah,
right
that's
back
my
just to get on
bad.
that. No worries. Okay, and we're back. With Voldo, you get to go. Well, we'll just let go. Voldo go first, and then Marvin can go.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna use temporal rift and jump about 40 feet back, so I am no longer in the direct path of the dive bombing
Sure.
birds.
Go ahead and roll it.
Four.
Is temporal rift? Have you upgraded that? Yes or no?
No. Wait, yes, I have. Yes,
Okay,
I have.
So remember, you roll 2d6s. Roll 1d6 for every time you upgrade it.
2 for us.
Okay. For some reason, when you try to open up your rift, you're unable to. You still have the ability to do something else. You can move.
Okay, yeah. Let me.
You just can. You do not have the ability to open up the rift to blink back.
Let's see. Let's see. Blood arrows, is that the one that rains down hell?
No.
No, okay.
Rain is something like that.
That's it.
Maybe.
Yeah, okay, that's the one. Okay, so I'm gonna use blood arrows, and I'm going to aim for the closest one. Let's. Yeah, I'm just gonna use 3 VP on that one.
Roger that.
And
So that's 1d8 times 2.
all right,
Go ahead and rock.
7 times 2, 14.
Okay, you're just trying to hit the closest one?
Yeah.
Not a problem. Okay, so the first one, you manifest and materialize your bow again, and you fire a perfectly shot arrow directly into the beast, the breast of the predatory bird, skewering it, and it causes it to almost kind of flip over its own weight, as it becomes a little bit of a shish kebab, and it kind of falls to the ground, probably about 15 feet from where you actually fired it at and where it actually dive bombed you from. The second one is still on its way to attack. It never doesn't stop. Continues to keep dive bombing you.
That's it for me.
Would you like to move?
Yeah, let me run back. Let me run back 40 feet.
Okay, and with that, you fire your bow. You see the hitch. You just turn around and you book it.
Book
He's,
it.
he's a chitin hunter, and
With that, the bird that you did hit is kind of just flopping and trying to right itself. With that, Marvin, you're up.
Marvin sees Voldo booking it. He's like, well, I'm going to do that too. He runs his max distance away from the birds, which is he has 30 speed. And he wants to turn, aim, and use steady shot, which is a main
Okay,
that is a stun if it hits.
go for it.
Okay.
This is for the second one, right?
Yes, the one that hasn't been hit yet.
Gotcha.
And Marvin doesn't have any upgraded skills, correct? No. They're all just 1d6?
Yep.
Okay.
At least as of for right now.
Ooh, you rolled a 6.
Marvin hits.
All right, so steady shot does 3d10 times 2 damage plus a stun. So let me see. Marvin finally pulling his weight in a fight for once here.
Well done, Marvin.
And I'm standing directly behind him, so he can't shoot me
Sure,
again.
yeah, absolutely. He does. He kind of like veers just slightly off to make sure that you guys aren't in each other's line of fire at all.
So that's 21 times 2, so 42 damage and a stun.
So what you do
Jeez.
is you see Marvin, after he saw you just take off. He turns around, books it, doesn't go as far, but immediately stops, spins around, gets down to one knee, takes aim, and just fires a perfectly shot. And once it hits this carver, the carver just explodes. And just like visceral matter just explodes into the sky, where just all sorts of carver matter just gets spread out all over the place.
And Marvin says, no wonder Otis loved this gun so much.
Absolutely. With that, obviously, he just ejects out the shell, slides another one in. Unfortunately, because of his weapon itself, it starts to alert all the other birds as well.
Yeah, that is a pretty loud gun,
Yeah,
I would say.
it's a resounding boom that comes from that.
Marvin's going to hold his bonus so that he can quick dodge if he needs to. So he's going to hold it.
Gotcha. With that, on the other side, you see that 4 more carvers now have turned after hearing this large boom, and start to dive bomb both Marvin and Voldo. And the one that was on the ground has now righted itself up and starts to try to fly, but it's merely just kind of like lame ducking it on its way. It flies a little bit and it comes back down, and flies a little bit and it comes back down. With that, the doctor, you heard this. You turn around and notice that the two guys aren't with you anymore because you've been sneaking so well. So
Concentrating
well.
so
Like,
hard on sneaking.
You're so happy with your progress after what you just showed mere 10 minutes ago. To turn around and hear a gigantic cannon blast, and you see in the distance is Voldo and Marvin and the birds themselves trying to attack. Do you do anything?
How far am I away from them?
Probably it's for 25 yards or something.
Poof. And how many birds are we talking?
You probably get a visual on about 5. So it's the one that seems to be injured, and then 2 more packs of 2 are now attacking. Rev, of course, you turn around to see
I see.
the group that said they were going to sneak their way in, not sneak their way in.
It's like, well, here's my friends coming in. But I'm staying in the garage. I'm not helping anybody yet. I'm staying.
I'm gonna run toward them without revealing myself, and I'm gonna try and use my ion shield drone to cover both of them.
How close can you get, though?
How close can I get to them?
You're about 25 yards out. What is your?
I don't
full
see a
max speed?
distance.
Well, what's your max speed?
My max speed is. Well, it says move speed 40 feet.
Okay, you could 40 feet. Anything you toss can only be tossed from 30 to 40 feet.
So I can't move.
You can move 40 feet and then toss about 30 to 40 feet. So does that make up 25 yards?
75 feet. 75 feet. So, yeah.
He's at the edge of that range, I would say.
Right on the cusp.
Okay, then for that, go ahead.
And my drone spins really well, you know. My hat,
it does. It
spins.
Absolutely.
I can, boom, like a frisbee almost.
Your frisbee skills have always been quite.
He trained with what was it, Odd Job from
Frisbee Golf Champion.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
I will
From,
say because
James
of the
Bond.
situation itself and the intensity that is going on, that the good doctor, especially with his upgrades, is able to get that.
Yeah, I'm like
ever
leaving.
on the cusp. Like when you fling it with whatever momentum is left, it's right there. It is kind of like just crooked just a little bit because it just didn't have enough momentum to stay straight.
Where does it land? Does it land on Marvin's head or Volt?
Yeah, well, Marvin is essentially closer than Voldo. Voldo is 10 feet farther.
So Marvin's
Now,
like,
will the shield protect them from friendly fire as well?
Yes.
Okay. At the same time, then, or once I see the shield is engaged, I'm going to toss out a remote mine drone, and my
first, you actually have to roll to see if you get
right.
That's successful. So let's do the drone part first. I will give you. I will give you advanced accuracy on this one. So I'm giving you.
That's just one d6, right?
So it's 4, 5, 6 is now your success range.
Oh, excellent. Two.
Yeah.
So, Rev, you see this. You see the good doctor coming up closer to you. You see in the distance the your two friends out there. You see the doctor spin around as he hears the gunshot. You see him bolt back in and go to fling his hat, and about 15 feet, it just goes kunk right into the dirt and just kind of like rolls on its side. Yeah, just kind of like
like a hubcap just
yeah,
spinning
just
on
like
the
little bit of a top action, and just kind of like, and then it just settles.
This is the drone itself, or I mean the remote mic.
Oh,
The
that's your
disc.
hat. But yeah, that's
Yeah.
the hat.
Does it still activate the shield just on nothing?
Does it still
Oh, I thought the
activate?
remote mine drone was something else.
Well, you're
You're
trying
throwing
to,
two
you're
things.
throwing two things. You said you wanted to throw the shield, correct?
Oh, I thought the shield was already engaged.
No, you still have to get it onto them. That's why I gave you 4, 5, 6. You had a 50% chance of throwing that on that.
Oh no, I thought I was rolling. All right, whatever. I
Yeah.
thought you said.
So what
never
you'll
mind.
have to do is you'll have to run up, pick it back up, and toss it again.
So it's
You
not
can still-
automatic that
Yeah,
hits.
you could still throw the mine though.
Well, if I throw the mine, it's going to kill them too, or it's going to
What's
hurt
the
them, too.
radius?
Well, they're not in range. They're both 30 to 40 yards away from them still, right?
Well, my idea was to. I didn't know I
Shield
was
them
rolling.
and
I
then
thought.
dump it on top of them, essentially.
Yeah, and then wait till the birds come down and ignite it. But
you could remote.
I thought the
mine-
shield was already there. I thought I was rolling for the
No.
mine.
You always have to roll some kind of success if you're trying to attempt to do something.
Yeah.
You can throw the
I mean-
remote mine on the lame duck one that essentially still has an arrow in it.
Or could you throw it up at the group of them in the
You
air?
could attempt to try to throw it in the air and catch them as they're in midair.
Sticky grenade it.
Stick, yeah, there you go. Kind of sticky.
Or just remote detonated as soon as it's in the group of them.
Otis has done that before. Thrown a grenade, trying to
Well,
shoot
you have
it.
remote mine, so you can
You
still
can
toss
remote.
it. You don't have to detonate it immediately.
Yeah, but yeah, that's true. But if I toss it in the air, at them, there's no point unless I can detonate it right when it gets to
Sure,
them.
and because you already spent it, because it's a main and a bonus to do it.
Well, I haven't rolled for the mine though yet.
Well, here's the thing. You threw the shield drone, which it did not work. Is that a main or a bonus to do the shield drone?
It could be either one.
Okay, so you've spent one. The remote drone, you still have to toss it, which spends one. You have to spend another one to activate it.
Right.
So it's a two-step process for the remote.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm not just gonna waste I'm not gonna waste a mine.
You can wrist shot something. You can run and tackle.
Yeah,
Uh,
tackle that bird on the
You
ground.
could say some harsh words.
There we go.
I don't want to give myself away though, because then they're gonna attack me.
So they
And
did
right
just see
now,
you throw a hat.
Yeah,
they're
they didn't
going-
get anywhere close.
Well, no, I mean they may have seen the hat come out of the woods, but they don't know where it came from.
That's true.
And it could have been one of your hats. Who knows?
What
I
would
don't
you
No,
like to
for
do?
sure.
What would you like
Yes.
to do, Doctor?
know. I'm gonna shit.
This is a Christian stream, so
Oh gosh.
Every time I think about that, I just think about that conversation we had.
There's nothing I
Ryan's
could do
channel.
really
I was just like,
to
Jesus whip, bitches. Go ahead. What are you doing, Shane?
there's really nothing I can do.
Okay,
I
so
mean,
are
I
you
can't-
gonna hold?
I'm gonna hold right where I am.
you gonna hold
Yeah,
the
hold your
bonus?
You're gonna
bonus, you
hold
get
your bonus at least.
What do you mean?
You can hold a bonus action, which allows you to do something in response if something happens to you,
Yeah.
because you don't want to just not spend it. Okay, so he holds the bonus. Rev, is there anything you'd like to do as you just watch?
I will slowly move towards them, but I do not want to reveal myself.
Understood. You're completely miraged. They don't see anything.
So I'll move basically his Rev's move range is 40 So that I stay in stealth, I'll move like 20 feet, like half
Sure.
my
Not a problem.
distance, so I can be in range to help if it gets out of hand.
Okay.
I feel like it's already gotten out of
So
hand,
the
but
two pack, the
do
two
your thing.
yeah, the 2 packs are going
You
to
guys got
attack.
this.
They shoot down directly at Voldo first.
Cool.
They're both gonna attack you.
Cool.
So they're gonna do pack attack.
So
Let's see if they hit
okay.
first. Would you have the ability
I-
to dodge?
Yeah, I was gonna say I got advanced dodge, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pull that right now.
Okay, so that's halved, right?
It's if I odd or even. Hold on.
Okay, go for it. You tell me.
Okay, even roll, no damage. I got a 2.
Oh, okay.
Bring it on, bitches.
They both attack, and Voldo, how do you dodge out of this? As they both come down, talons extended out to you.
I'm gonna wait till they're literally just a couple feet in front of me, and then I'm gonna jump on the first one, jump on top of the second one, backflip to the third one, and then I'm just gonna jump over the fourth one and land on my feet.
Absolutely.
Assassin's Creed in this crap.
I don't know where exactly that even puts you on the battlefield, but understood. You Assassin's
look
Creed
good.
this. You look,
I do.
You look great. The other two will, as he does this, they're stunned that this guy has just stomped on their head in midair, essentially shoving them directly into the ground. They barely keep flapping, and they're just stunned as this guy has vanished 20 feet away. They decide with their second one to take it out on the closest person, which is Marvin.
Marvin, yeah.
Mission accomplished.
So they're gonna try to attack Marvin, and Marvin dodges both of them.
Nice.
He merely
Nice.
does Marvin just like drop to the ground like spread eagle?
He doesn't have to use his quick
over?
dodge to do this, right?
Nope.
This is just them missing him.
Yep.
He's just gonna cower in fear, like not even looking at them, just like get into the what is it? The earthquake position, fetal position, where he's just on the ground.
Sounds good. As
he pees a little bit.
Yeah.
As talons are extended, he just drops, and they just barely, just like inches, graze over the top of him.
He goes, "I'm pretty good at this."
The other two, are just making a beeline directly down to him as he sees them. Let's just see if he can roll that again. And with that, the other two start to come down, and he just like starts to like drop, stop, and roll. And they just both come down, talons extended directly to the earth and ground, just missing old Marvin. And you get the sense that Marvin, he's not doing it purposely. He's just trying to get out of the way.
Panicking.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just pure panic.
Fight or flight, he goes flight.
Exactly. And strategically, it just seems to be working out. The injured one did get a sense. Yep. He got a sense of the cheap hat that just kind of rolled up next to him. He turns around to see the good doctor like this. And decides to try to attack you. Now, he's lame duck flying, and he's coming at you pretty slow. So he's going to just try to make a straight attack, but you do notice that his tail kind of spears out in front of him as he tries to attack. And the good doctor, you dodge out of the way of that one. And it was relatively easy. This thing is just kind of like, it's just like barely righting itself, and you just kind of like take one step over, and it just kind of like passes up by you and doesn't hit anything. With that, Voldo.
So
I don't exactly, for anyone who's watching, I don't exactly know where Voldo is on the battlefield. He did so many cool things.
I'm on the edge of the forest right now.
Okay, he popped on the edge of the forest. Great.
And about 20 feet away, you said, from them now?
You're probably probably 20 feet. 20, 25.
Okay. How far away is Marlin?
Marvin is probably maybe maybe about 20 feet away from you at that point.
From the whole pack? Okay, cool.
They're
All
relatively
right, so I'm
kind of
gonna,
like they're almost in a small radius around Marvin, as you were kind of there as well at
okay.
that time. Yeah,
But well, how far away is Marlin from the group of them?
maybe the farthest away, maybe 10 feet.
10
The
feet?
closest
I
5
can,
feet.
I can work with that.
Oh, AOE's coming
He's
in.
gonna
I just
AOE
know.
him. He's gonna AOE him. Go for it.
All right, so I'm gonna drop
The
some
good
red rain
doctor
on
wasn't here to see this one, but he will now.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna drop red rain. Hold on a second. 5. Okay, cool. All right, so this is gonna be 2d6 times 3.
Okay,
Okay, I got a 3, 5,
8.
4. Shit. Somebody do the math. 12, right?
Wait, did you say 2d6
You said
times 3?
2d6.
Oh, my bad. My bad. Okay, so
So
it
So
was
it was
the
8 times
Times
2, which is
Times
16.
3.
3.
Times
so,
3, so 24.
Yeah, 24. I'm gonna drain some 24 damage on these bad boys,
Okay. That
and I'm
would-
gonna aim it to try and get Marlin out of the range.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'll be nice today.
I was prepared for him to try to quick dodge out of the way of your arrow.
Roll a d20.
Me?
For Marvin?
No, roll a d20 for Voldo. He's
Voldo,
trying
okay.
to purposely get Marvin on the outskirts of this radius. Let's see if he can
Yeah.
actually do it.
Oh, shit.
Please don't kill Marvin.
19.
Okay, yeah, with
Yeah.
19, he gets Marvin on the very outskirts. Like
They nail his clothing.
yeah,
His
yeah.
clothing's
like a
getting nailed to the
right into it
ground.
and kind of pin him to the ground. But with that, he does hit 4.
Oh,
And how much damage was that again?
it was 24.
24.
Is that damage that's like split between them, or is it 24 total to each guy?
24 total to everyone
Yeah.
that's in it.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
You
That's a cool ability.
immediately kill one.
Yes.
The other arrows just shoot down and embed themselves into the other 3, and they just drive them, almost pinning them to the ground, just like
Nice.
you pinned
Marlin.
Marvin's clothing a little bit to him.
Yeah.
Immediately, Marvin kind of like looks up and just sees this materialized arrow and just kind of freaks out because he remembers what
He
happened.
has PTSD from it.
Yeah.
He remembers
Like,
what
not
happened last
again.
time. But the other 3 are gravely wounded.
Okay. All right. That was my main. I'm gonna hold my bonus.
Gonna hold your bonus, okay?
Yeah.
Marvin, what would you like to do with Marvin?
Marvin wants to spend his movement to free himself from these arrows that have
Sure.
pinned him. He wants to roll away from the closest. He's still in his like rolling and stop, drop, and
Of
roll
course, yeah.
mode, and he wants to roll about as far as he can, which is probably like 10 feet, and try to hip shot the closest wounded. What are these things called? Carver.
Okay. Well, what we say is he'll spend half his movement
Okay.
freeing himself and spend the other
Okay.
half to kind of move out of the way.
Okay, so
That
that'll be
Is it-
15 feet away. Then he
Okay.
moves.
Is it possible to line them up, type of thing? Just an outside, out of character question. Is it possible to line up
Yeah,
these like bad
it'd
guys?
probably
And
it'd probably be something that you would have to have rolled to tell me that, and then you would have to find some kind of awareness that you find them right at the right exact moment that actually does
Yeah.
it.
okay.
And I don't think Marvin's
Just
a
for
good enough
future.
shot to try to pierce and hit two with.
I definitely
Marvin can
agree.
try.
Well, he's doing a hip shot because he's like flipping around. So this is no steady shot. This is a
yeah.
up and shoot. So let's see if he even hits here.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're not one right after the other. They're kind of like curved off, so he could try to like wanted it, and try to like
Curve
spin
the
gun,
bullet.
but there's no way.
Yeah, dude.
So there are 2 more that are still healthy.
There are 3
I think there's
that are
4.
all gravely injured, and
Oh, yeah.
Aldo killed one.
Marvin
Also
just
no-
rolled a 6.
Marvin hits.
All right, so
I will.
I hit
let
the
you roll
closest.
a d20. Roll a
Okay.
quick d20.
Okay. So Marvin. 4.
Okay. Marvin tries to line 2 of them up and successfully it's just like, I can't, and just fires.
He's like, did I hit one? Is really what he
Pretty
said.
much.
Okay, so it's hip shot is 1d10 times 3.
Dude. Whew.
6 times 3, so 18 damage. He did
The
to
one
the
that
wounded one.
I'm to assume you just want the one that's the closest.
Yeah, the closest to him that was wounded, yeah.
It just explodes. And like the other one, this just
Uh-huh.
like it just essentially almost evaporates. That is because it's such a close shot. And then of course
Marvin just
another
looks at the
boom.
gun.
Yeah, another boom.
Just looks at the gun and is like, where did frickin' Otis get this thing?
Be aware.
And he's gonna
Be
Oh,
He
aware
sorry.
kisses
though.
it lightly.
Be aware though, Ryan, that his gun is a 5-shot. So after
Oh,
5
okay.
shot, you'll
So
have
I
to
gotta keep
reload.
track of his shots. Okay, so that's
So
2
he's
shots
done
so
2
far.
shots.
Okay.
Okay, with that, the good doctor.
He's gonna hold his bonus, by the way, too.
You want to hold this bonus?
Yeah, it's all he has is quick dodge,
Gotcha.
so he's
Okay,
gonna hold
not
that.
a problem.
I'm going to, well, at this point, there aren't any that are healthy, right?
Yeah, they're all
Fully
pretty
healthy?
much.
No, they're all been injured.
They're all-
in some
They're
way.
all pretty messed up. I mean, are they in bad enough health to just kind of move on and leave them?
They'll keep coming after us. I'm pretty
you
sure of
get the
that.
sense that they're hyper aggressive, that they will follow you.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. All right. Well, I'm going to
Super kick.
I'm going to.
They're pinned to the ground. You should remote mine them now. They're
Yeah,
not
I was
running
about to
now.
say.
Yeah,
You
dude.
could probably just walk
Yeah.
up, dump it on them, and just walk away. At this
Walk
point.
away.
And there's 3 of them.
No, there's actually
Yeah.
just 2 left at this
Oh
point.
yeah, he
There's
killed
2
it.
left. Well, what about the one that tried to attack me?
I was gonna say, I thought
yeah,
there-
there is
Yeah,
that.
That one's. Is he pretty close to me?
Yeah, he's probably 5 feet away. Is he past you?
All right. I'm gonna ion crackle him.
Just turn around and
Yeah.
give him the beans.
Just try and give it right between the eyes.
Again, because this is a target that is extremely injured and can't move, then you're gonna get advanced accuracy again.
All right, cool. Wait, since I have stage 3 on this, do I roll 2?
You roll if you have stage 3. That means you roll 3d6 just to roll a 5 or a 6.
Yeah, and if any of them get 5 or 6, it's a hit.
Yep. And if you happen to roll all 3 6s, then that's critical mass hit. That means all.
That's after
damage
I see it hit. For the initial one,
you
it's
have-
just
you
2,
have to be
right?
able to- No, if you got it to a stage 3, that means you roll 1d6 per stage.
So you're rolling 3d6 to see if you
Roll
hit.
3d6
But I'm saying it's
just
still
to-
1 just to hit, though.
3d6 to hit.
Well, then how does the damage work then?
That's a separate
Comes
roll.
after.
It's a separate roll.
All right. Well, I got 2 5s.
Okay, so that means you hit.
I'm sorry, I wrote 2d6 here, so I
Yeah, 2d6
wrote it
is
right
now
after you
damage.
told me.
2d6 is now damage. Now roll the
Oh.
2d6.
Because it says hit equals 2d6, but all right.
You got to roll the first d6 to see if you actually
So
connect
you
with your
actually hit
shot.
anything. Then you do
Yeah, I
damage.
know that, but my notes say hit, meaning the first roll equals 2d6. So I thought I was only rolling 2.
No.
Okay, so now I'm rolling how many?
2d.
I
now
show
you
that Ion
damage.
Crackle takes 3d6 times 2 as your damage. So you roll 3d6 for damage.
Now you do roll 3d6 times 2 if it's at stage 3.
Yeah.
So
That's
3
what I
for
showed.
both of them.
You only hit one. Oh, well, how many times are you shooting?
Just once.
Okay, so you're just doing 1. You're doing 3d6 damage times 2 into the single target.
Right. But I rolled 3 the first time. You said that was
Okay.
Yes, because it's stage 3.
Quick cliche. There's always going to be 2 rolls: 1 to hit, and then 1 to do damage.
I understand that, but you guys aren't listening to me.
I am. Let me clarify this for you.
No, you're not, because you're telling me 2 different
Every
things.
time, if you've upgraded a skill to Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. You rolled 1d6 for each stage to see if you actually get a 5 or 6. So you're increasing your chances of getting a success.
Right. And I just said that I rolled 3 the first time, and you guys are like, no, no, no.
No, that's you
No,
are
you're
supposed to do
correct.
that. You
Right.
did that.
And now I'm rolling 3 again, correct?
Yeah.
If that's what it is for
That's
the damage.
exactly
Yeah.
what I said. So it would be 12 that I rolled total.
Times
I
3.
rolled a
Is that what it is?
6,
Times 2.
a 6
Times
and 2 threes.
So 24.
Yeah, 24 damage.
Okay.
Well, if it's
you
times 3, it would be 36.
The damage notes say 3d6 times 2.
yeah, it's just times 2, man. That's what my damage
All
notes
right.
say.
Well, I have 3. Okay. Gotcha.
I could just tell you that you essentially turned around, and your iron crackle shot is pretty much point blank, and it just shears this carver's head right off,
Nice.
and just explodes his head into small little messy particles. And what you have is essentially a headless chicken that's just kind of like flopping and just rolling and just kind of flaps and just gives out.
Wow. That was my closest threat, so
I'm out now.
I'd like to try and hit the other guy at once, but I don't think I'm close enough, first of all.
Do you want to
No,
run
I
up
can't
and get?
do I can't.
You can use your movement to go get your hat at least.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. I need my hat.
So he runs up and grabs his hat.
How
Re-
far away is he from them now? Since he grabbed his hat.
He's probably 30 feet or so away. Rev,
I mean,
you're merely just making your way up. You get the sense that they've got it under control at this
Yeah.
point.
I'm like preparing one of my healing spells, and I'm like, damn, they can handle these birds, man.
after you saw Marvin just eviscerate 2, and you see Voldo do his AoE red rain thing again, and then the good doctor just turn around and just wrist shot something, some kind of electrical shot that comes from his wrist that just explodes the head off one of these carvers. Do you continue back in, or do you want to just go back?
I'm actually gonna just kind of stay put and watch because
Okay.
Rev's enjoying the show, not having to do
Sure,
anything.
of course. Of course. With that, there is only one left that tries to barely make its way over to the closest person, which would be Marvin. It will try to attack Marvin, but it is completely at a disadvantage. So I can only roll a 6. It's completely unfavorable. Oh wow! I rolled a 6, and he pecks at Marvin, who's kind of like half. He's still like admiring his awesome
Yeah,
shot. He's kind of like, wow, like this is great. Just to see, just kind of like move his gun and look down, and there's one right there trying to attack him in the shins.
He is going to use his bonus quick dodge to attempt to avoid and only take half damage,
Jerk.
which is basically
You pretty much
like hopping back in terror, trying to jump away.
understood. It's going to try to attack, and
It does say attempt. Do I need to roll to have a successful quick dodge? I don't have that written here.
No,
I don't have it written.
If you have quick dodge, as long as you spend it, you can use it because
Okay,
it's always the half. You roll to see if you get damage, or you roll to see if you get half damage.
Okay.
that's advanced dodge.
Oh yeah, his is just quick dodge.
What does it
All he
say?
does is what I have written is attempt to avoid and only take half damage. Bonus.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if it's that, then he has to roll.
I have to roll.
Yeah,
Okay, what's the
sorry,
successful?
It wasn't. He didn't have advanced dodge.
So it'd be
At
like
this
5 or
point-
6.
At this point, it's. I'd give you advanced accuracy on that one as well.
Okay,
5,
so 4,
6.
5, or 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To attempt to move out of the way.
He rolled a 1.
He attempts. He's shell shocked that this was one still there. So it does 5 points of damage.
Oh,
No, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. That's incorrect.
5 times 3,
Six.
15.
Yeah, 6 points of damage.
6.
is what he
All
does.
right. He's got 1 armor, so it is 5 points of damage.
Fair enough. As he peeks at it.
Like, ow, that really kind of hurt. My big toe
It's going to try.
has a stub on it.
With that, it wraps its barbed tail and tries to attack him again.
Okay.
Let's see if he
Damn it.
hits. And with this one, he misses.
Oh, thank God.
And just it just scrapes the side of his boot as he kind of, he's just so, ow, that hurts. It just happens to be the attack happens right at again as he's like he's like moving his leg. So obviously it does move out of the way. With that, Voldo, what would you like to do?
Okay.
That was the last
All
one.
right, so I am going to steady my bow and aim it at the bird. And then I'm going to think back to all those times that Marlon said I never helped during the fight. And I think I'm just going to pass on my actions.
Okay, with that, then you can obviously get exhaust back. So
Oh, yeah, there we go.
That'll give you 3 exhaust if you pass on all your actions.
That's the main reason I actually passed my action. So
Okay.
okay.
The good doctor, what would you like to do?
So there are how many left now?
There's only one that's sitting essentially right at the front of, right at the foot.
And he's
right in front of Marvin.
And he's about to die. You just got to smack him.
Literally.
Damn. Poor Marvin.
Hold on.
All right. I would imagine I'm relatively close as well, right?
You would have to spend your movement to get up to it.
All right, I'm gonna move up to him and I'm gonna fire off another crackle.
You can always, gentlemen, for a mere freebie, if you want to just do a straight melee or kick attack.
Oh yeah.
Is that how much exhaust does doing that cost?
You can only actually do it 1 time per encounter.
Okay.
If you want to do a straight kick or a punch, and it's like 1d4.
Or make up an attack like Skag.
Yeah, or you can make up some kind of crazy attack. If you did not want to spend the exhaust, but you can only again.
You said 1d4?
Yeah, it's like 1d4 times 2. It's a rinky dinky punch or a kick. If you want to say you stomp it, you can do that too.
All right, well, I still have to roll a d6, right?
You always have to roll a d6.
Yeah, I know. I rolled a 4, so I pretty much.
I was gonna say it's a 4, 5, or 6 because it's practically dead.
Oh, okay. Well, it was a 4.
Okay. What are you doing to it? Are you just dropping your knee into it? Are you curb stomping it? Are you
open its mouth up? Open its mouth up on the ground and then curb stomp that bad boy.
Yeah, I'm gonna use all the power I can in my leg to just try and kick his head.
Yeah, all that power is 1d4 times 2.
Oh,
that's the only power you get out of it.
3, so 6.
You stomp that thing and snap its spine. Before you know it, it's dead turducken.
Hey, dinner.
And Marvin says, "Thanks, Doc," and then looks at Voldo and just, flips him off.
And I just give him a sarcastic thumbs up.
Okay, with that, gentlemen, you fought off the remaining gravers. Silence falls across the battlefield itself. And even through it all, you've noticed that nothing seemed to have stirred up anything other than just the predatory birds that were around there picking at the carcasses. Nothing from inside the mountain.
All right, so
That's
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna straighten my cloak, comb back my hair, and then I'm gonna go pull a feather out of the. How many birds did I kill? Was it 2 or was it just 1?
You killed 1.
Okay, I'm gonna go pull a feather
Marvin
out of that
killed
bad boy.
2.
Yeah,
all
Marvin
right.
killed 2.
And I'm gonna go pull a feather out of the one I killed and attach it to my bow.
The bow that
Nice.
you materialize
Yes.
every time. So when
Yes.
you dematerialize this, the feather just falls.
We can't go with it.
No.
All right, I'm gonna attach it to my cloak then.
Okay. Is anybody else? Marvin sees this and pulls one as well.
Marvin doesn't want to be anything like Voldo. He just looks at him in disgust and starts reloading his gun. That's now his baby. He's like,
Sure.
this thing's badass. So he's going to reload.
Okay, go ahead and reload.
Okay.
Doc, anything?
Yeah, I may well just kind of dust myself off a little bit. Reload. I'm gonna reload my
Your wrist shot?
yeah, and then just kind of join the guys.
Okay.
Pick up your hat, put it on. Did you ever pick
But
it
yeah,
He did
put
pick
my
it
hat
up.
on.
Okay.
All
Yeah,
right,
I got my
gentlemen.
hat.
Rev, lead the way. What are you doing?
I am going to say, nice fight, especially you, Marvin. Still using my sidekick because I don't want to reveal
Sure.
myself. That's why I didn't participate in this fight. I'm assuming we're being watched, so that's why he's staying
Fair enough.
stealth. And he's gonna say, "I'm gonna tell you guys whatever you decide to do."
Okay. Then Boldo and Doc, I'll let you take the lead. What do you want to do? At this point, the Rev is still Mirage, so you haven't seen him, but you do know that he is relatively.
I'm your
close.
eye in the sky on the ground.
How hurt is Marvin?
He only took 5, so he's got like 40 health left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're all pretty good.
Marvin gets a band-aid, kind of puts it over his leg where he got that little scrape.
Yeah, his pinky toe got stubbed. So.
That's about it.
All right, so I want to just kind of, after I straighten myself up, start walking to the front gate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Again.
And Rev is behind us, right?
Rev is somewhere.
He's in front. I thought he was close to the gate.
Well, you guys aren't gonna know. You don't
have
know
no
where
idea.
I am.
Okay.
Oh, so you're just gonna decide where you are as far
I'm gonna
as
try to position myself so that I can be your support if needed. Otherwise, I'm our hidden ace in the hole, basically.
Okay. When you do go into the alcove, that mouth of that cave, you see exactly what Rev showed you. You see the 2 statues that are there. You see what looks to be the frame of some kind of entrance, but all you see is a rock face in front of you.
So I think one of us should head over to that panel and see what we can find out about it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
You want to take the lead on this one, Doc?
Yeah, I'll just from what he said, it was some random numbers that keep shifting. I'm just gonna basically just touch it, see if it reacts, if it stops the numbers or what it does. Look for any type of ports I can tap into.
When you do touch it, it just, instead of being something that was a kind of pulsating light, it becomes completely lit up. And what you see in front of you is essentially almost like a keypad, and above it is just continually random numbers that are being generated.
Yeah, this probably requires some kind of clearance code or something. Is there anything? Can I just inspect it to see if there's anything I can hook into as far as
There seems to be, it's either a little bit of like a scanner that you see a little bit above it, something that you could probably access, but there does seem to be almost like a little key card port that you can put directly in. Musty, dark smell that seems to be coming as it opens up and stops. What you see is a very, very low lit, dark hallway that probably is another 50 yards or so until it just kind of gets lost into like a dark abyss beyond it. You don't know if it's a wall or if it's something else. Only thing you can see is that probably every 10 feet or so are lit braziers along the wall, and the walls themselves seem to be carved and etched in something.
As soon as Rev sees the door open, he wants to get scouting again. So he wants to move in past the statues, assuming that he doesn't trip off any alarms or traps because he had checked that earlier. He wants to move in first.
Okay. Are you guys all trying to sneak in?
I'm gonna hold back a bit, let Rev do his thing.
Well, you don't know what Rev's doing.
Oh,
I,
okay.
I
So I'm
do
gonna.
I do as I see it open and I move in, I do want to type to them scouting.
Okay. So you do.
So I
get
do
that.
let them know that I'm doing that, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, in that case, I'm just gonna kind of, try to group up with everybody, make it look like we're talking.
Yeah, to make it look like we kind of belong there. Just keep walking, I guess. Follow the.
I'm
Okay.
gonna stay
Follow the
back.
home.
Are
I'm not
you
walking in yet.
which side of the door are you in, or are you
Out.
guys
I'm out.
We're
out.
still out. We haven't walked through the
So
doors
you're
yet.
just at the
We're kind of just
entrance.
peering in at this point, right?
Yeah, just kind of inspecting around. Like, can we take a look around and see if we notice anything?
Sure. Go
At
ahead and
least
roll
me.
awareness.
6.
9.
Is Marlin
Is
with us?
Marvin or Rev need to roll?
Give me 1 second here. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
Marvin, roll, please.
Okay. Marvin rolled a 14.
Okay. You all, each of you see the exact same thing that I essentially I told Rev, who's starting to scout deeper in. You feel a kind of cold, heavy, musty breeze that seems to blow through. Again, the hallway seems to be very dimly lit, um, except for the braziers on about every 10 feet down there. There's a very ominous feel to it, but there's nobody that you see in this hallway at all. You don't hear footsteps, you don't hear anything. It's relatively silent. For you, Rev, as you continue to go through
Mm-hmm.
and you walk in, what you do see engraved upon the stone walls themselves,
Mm-hmm.
as you start to really take it in, it seems to be some kind of recorded history of the beginnings of Saldaria itself and the awakening of some kind of dark, shadowy creature that has 4 arms, that has been worshipped in service and in gratitude by some group that seems to look like, through the engravings themselves, to be enlightened higher beings. They don't look.
That's the ones that are worshiping them are the
Right.
enlightened beings. Okay.
It doesn't seem to be humanoid. It doesn't seem to be Saldaran. It doesn't seem to be anything. It seems to be something else. Maybe those who came before.
Does it look larger than the things that are worshiping it? Is it being depicted as larger or
Yes.
same size?
Yes.
Okay, larger.
The dark, shadowy creature is much larger.
Okay.
And obviously, the enlightened
Shadowy
beings
4-armed creature.
that are worshiping it.
Okay.
And then as you go to the next part, it seems to show or depict a great calamity that destroys all life on Saldaria for a time. And then the slumber of the dark creature once again happens. So the dark creature goes back to sleep after the great calamity. You start to venture farther and down, taking in more of these depictions and these engravings. And this is essentially, it depicts the second age of Saldaria comes to pass with the rise of the Saldarans.
Hmm.
It also shows the arrival of humanity that seems to coincide with the now attempt to reawaken the Dark Beast once again.
Hmm.
You get, if anything, that this Dark Beast seems to come every 1,200 years or so.
1,200 years.
This Dark Beast seems to signal a purge of life and of cleansing. But in each one of these panelings, the planet is always washed by the darkness before light again reclaims the land. But with anything, all must die to be reborn. Roll
So this is a very
intellect.
religious looking thing that I'm
Absolutely.
seeing.
And in the paneling, as it starts to get farther and farther down, you start to see that it seems to be more fresh, as
Mhm.
this has been something much newer than the previous one.
Can I tell if this is like just carved in or if it's like painted with color? How
No, this is purely
advanced?
carved into the stone.
Purely carved in. Okay.
Stone
So pretty
face of the
primitive
stone.
looking.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But it is, you could see, if anything, it is primitive, but it's well done. It allows you to kind of follow the depictions of what happened.
Okay.
Roll quickly intellect if you could.
Okay. 20.
Wow. You do see that there's at the very end. Now, at this point of this paneling, you see that you seem to be on the precipice of a spiral staircase that leads down. That was where the dark shadow that initially you saw. This seems to be only lit about 20 feet down this spirals before you see the next brazier.
Okay.
You do see that the end of this last paneling is some kind of name and etched in some kind of language. And it's enough for you to pick up. And you're not very versed in languages,
Mm-hmm.
but this seems still kind of based off some kind of English dialect.
English dialect. Okay.
That it is Kuan. Kou apostrophe AN.
Kuan. Okay.
The Darkborn.
Dark boar.
The Darkborn.
Dark morning.
Born.
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 Sorry.
No problem.
Sorry. I couldn't hear it. Okay. Darkborn. Kuan Darkborn. Okay.
And on that paneling is 100% only depicts the dark four-armed creature,
Okay.
the bringer of the great calamity.
All right. Well, I have shown this in my visual feed, I assume, to my compatriots as I'm going down, and I'm going to just comment after I've seen the last panel. This is some apocalyptic shit right here.
That's what you gentlemen get.
And we've seen all this with him.
Yes, he's giving you a live feed directly from his own
For my cybernetic eyes.
essentially.
Dude, I'm just gonna send him a message like, dude, this is not gonna be a good trip.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if, yeah, okay. Wow, that's heavy. So the last part you said was written in English.
A ancient dialect of English, some kind of English language, enough for him to get a common idea of what it is.
Basically, I think the name of this thing is Kuan, and they call it the Darkborn.
Correct.
Is what I assume.
I'm just gonna send him a message in all caps, and we should have gone to Titanfall.
So we gather from the timeline that it's conceivable. It's a conceivable deduction that 1,200 years is coming up.
Yeah.
Based on the history we saw, or is that something we're?
Well, if anything, based on the information that Rev was able to give to you, it does show that they are trying to reawaken Kuan ever since the arrival of humanity. And humanity is only about 400 years old. So 1,200 years is probably coming up.
Are there any instructions on the wall that kind of show to how they're trying to reawaken it?
In regards to what is depicting on there, it doesn't tell you anyways how they reawaken it, other than these enlightened beings seem to be the ones who have the power to do so. they work in servitude to Kawan.
And can I roll knowledge as far as whether I know who these beings are, or if I have any
You can try to
idea?
roll knowledge, sure.
14.
They are, if anything, you get the sense by looking at the feet again that they could be anyone who are these enlightened beings, though they're depicted as not being Saldarin. But then again, the information that you took is there was a second age, and then Saldarans rose. So these enlightened beings came in the first age.
Can I take a
This
look
is,
at
and
him?
now this is now the second age that you're.
Can I take a? Sorry.
Yep. Go ahead.
Can I take a look at these drawings using mystical and see if I can kind of extrapolate any data as to like how these mystical beings come about, what kind of magic they're using,
You
if
wouldn't
it's
be able to
using like
make any.
Starfire?
Yeah, it wouldn't be able to deduce anything in regards to that.
Okay.
This is
Okay.
this is ancient, historical stuff.
Okay. So beyond mystical.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
beyond that.
Okay.
Well, Rev is going to, with his feed, show that there's a big, scary, spooky staircase going down, and he just goes, "We still want to do Plan B? Question mark? Question mark?"
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's doubting.
I remember what Plan B was. I don't remember.
Plan B was the whole making contact like we're from Sandormo thing.
Oh,
yeah.
No. Then I reply back, no. My plan B was head to Titanfall.
Because it just Rev's getting the sense that there's no talking sense or technology with whatever is inside this mountain.
Not at all.
Gentlemen, what do you guys want to do? You guys are still standing outside. Rev is at the very first
I am
step
at the top of the
staircase.
stairs.
I have a feeling as soon as we walk inside, those doors are going to close and we're not going to be able to get out.
Rev offers, I can continue to scout if you guys want to keep the door open, but who knows what I'm going to see down here.
I'm also worried the door's going to close as soon as you get deep enough. So go ahead, scout it out.
Doc,
Oof.
you do anything?
I'm a little worried at this point. I'm kind of with Voldo. I don't know what's going to happen when we go inside.
I can tell you this. Marvin decides, screw you guys. My boss isn't going in there by himself. And ventures in.
He just starts walking in nonchalantly.
He doesn't
All
walk
right.
in nonchalantly. He's like,
I'm going in.
you know,
Quietly as possible.
he's soft shoeing it as far as we're like. I mean, he could start to like roll and like, you know, but
He's
no,
gonna do
he
that.
he does his best to try to stay in the shadows if he can.
Okay.
Okay, I guess I'm going to walk in 30 feet, specifically 30 feet, though.
Okay. Doctor, you stay outside?
I'm gonna just be like, you know, I don't really want to split up either. We came here for a reason. We're gonna have to go inside. I can't think of any other option as far as like maybe trying to find another entrance or something. Either way, we're gonna leave Rev behind. I don't want to leave Rev behind.
Well, if they're worried about the door closing, Rev has a toolkit, high tension cable, plasma cutter. He's got tools that if they want to try to do something to this door to keep it from closing, like take off hinges, try to wedge it open or something, that's something.
I say we yeah, definitely try to disable that bad boy.
Okay, what is it that you're trying to create that stops it?
I say you use your plasma cutter and just try to cut hinges, something like that. You know, see if we can notice any closing mechanism, something like that.
Rev again doesn't want to come out of haste or come out
Yeah,
of
he has to
Mirage.
come on Mirage to do any of that stuff. To do any kind
So
of
I
action.
kind of want to just like leave the tools for Marvin to come get. Like message you guys, hey, here's my stuff. If you want to try to get this door open, I'll scout while you see if you can keep the entrance clear, basically.
Okay, so like dismantle the door somehow.
Yeah, dismantle it, take off the hinges, wedge it open, whatever you
I
guys
mean,
think.
I have a toolkit. I'm down with that. I'm down with disabling the door somehow, or maybe even going back into that system and seeing
Both
if
of you
there's any
guys
way
just
to.
roll awareness and intellect, both Voldo and Doc.
14. 2.
2 and 13.
2 and 13. Wow, you guys flipped.
Yeah.
You both notice that these are heavy duty Calarium steel doors. That anything that you currently have on you isn't going to stop these things that you currently have on you.
Hmm.
Prop this open, nor are you going to be able to cut through any of this. Yet the doors
All right.
are still open. They have not closed.
All right. I'm just going to say screw it. I'm going to start walking in. But keeping a good, like, probably like 40 to 50 feet behind Rev.
You want to just try to sneak in a little bit?
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll your snake.
7.
Okay. You poorly.
I trip over
attempted.
rocks.
Yeah. Every time he tries to find a shadow, it's like right in the light of the brazier. Though Marvin's doing a little bit better. He finds a few shadows and tries to keep his steps light. Doctor?
Now I'm starting. Now I'm starting to think I want to just stay back and man the freaking doors in case they do shut. I mean, I opened them once.
Yeah, if
I
you
know
stay
it- I
outside
know
and
it-
they close, maybe you can open them again.
I feel like that's a
Indeed.
long shot.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're closing the doors, people going inside, they're most likely going to, like, lock them or something like that. And then you're stuck on the outside.
Yeah, I would have to try and just hack into the system and see if I could override it somehow.
Yeah. I feel like it's going to be harder this time or something.
Rev
If
is
it's
I'm
even
even
gonna
possible.
hang out. I'm gonna hang out back here. I'll let them walk in a little bit more. If the doors don't close, I'll follow them.
Rev actually likes the idea of somebody being on the outside so that we're not all in the same boat, basically.
Okay.
Because I figure I'll hang back for a second.
Okay.
I don't know why, but I feel kind of strongly about that.
Rev,
Mhm.
you see Voldo and you see Marvin now make their way to essentially mere feet away from you.
Okay.
What do you do?
This staircase that I see going down, is it the only path ahead? Is there some sort of ridge around? Are there other hallways?
No,
What else do
it
I
is a
see?
single, probably 7-foot staircase that descends down.
Okay.
It is a one way.
Okay. I'm going to, again, since I'm trying to stay quiet, I'm going to message them all and say, stay at the top of the stairs. I'll scout ahead.
Okay. As you descend down
Mm-hmm.
and down and down, you start to notice that the light is being more stretched because the distance between the braziers are growing farther and farther as you descend down. You start to feel like you can hear in the distance echoing of moving water.
Hmm.
But as you continue down and down, roll awareness.
8.
At this point, you have no sense of how far down you've gone.
Okay.
How far away is the top anymore? It just seems to descend down. and down into darkness.
He's falling.
It descends.
No, I'm walking downstairs.
Oh my gosh.
These stairs, are they like, just so I can picture it, is this like a round wall these are built into? Is it
Yes.
a stairwell?
It's a round
So like a
wall
spiral,
Round
Yeah.
wall, okay.
that
like a spiral staircase type of
Yes.
thing. Yeah, okay.
absolutely
Is there any way that I can look down the middle of it, like into the empty space?
There is no empty space in between. It's just rock that just
Oh,
goes
okay.
up like a
So I got
gigantic-
2 rock walls
yeah,
around
like
me is what I
exact
got.
pillar that it's built around.
I gotcha. Okay. Well, Rev's had a rough couple of days, so his mental's playing some tricks on him right
Sure.
now. He's starting to think that this is the never-ending
The shadows
staircase.
dance weirdly on the wall.
Yeah. So Rev's gonna message, I got a bad feeling about this.
As you do, your foot lands on flat, solid ground. No
Oh,
more steps.
okay.
I'm pretty sure we all got a bad feeling about this.
And what you see is another hallway lit with braziers and a open door.
Open door. Is it a straight hallway down to this open door?
It's just a straight hallway. It's probably only about 30 feet or so.
Okay. Message got another door. Continued. Is my video feed continuing to work as I'm
That's a
separated?
good question.
You shouldn't have asked
I was
that.
wondering the same thing.
His video feed freezes a lot. There's a lot of interference. And at some
Okay.
points, as he reaches the bottom, his feed instantly disconnects.
It cuts. Okay.
Cool.
All right. I do want to check if my messages are received. So I'm going to say target acquired another door. You still receiving this feed?
No signal.
Cool.
No signal.
All right.
I just
All
typed
the
in the
last
guys.
feed that you got is Rev descending down the staircase.
Okay.
I'm gonna just send a message to Voldo and Marvin, just asking, do you have a hit on? I lost Rev. You guys have communication because they're a little bit further than me.
Marvin just turns around, shouts out to you. He goes, I don't see him. I don't hear him. We've lost complete feed. I'm going down. And Marvin starts to descend.
I'm gonna turn around to Doc and be like, "Hey, we got nothing. Something bad could have happened, or we're just too deep underground." But I'm also gonna start heading down in that direction.
Rev, when he sees
Slowly.
that door,
Slowly.
he does not move forward anymore.
He just kind of
when
stays.
he just stops because he with no contact, he's afraid of losing cohesiveness.
Sure.
So
makes sense.
what he actually wants to do is he actually wants to set up a trap himself.
Okay.
I have a high tension cable. I would like to cut a piece off of that with my plasma cutter, set basically a tripwire at the bottom of the staircase,
Mhm.
and put something on it, like a rock or something, so that if something trips it, it'll make a sound, basically.
Okay.
I got a shot grenade I can attach to that.
You wouldn't know he's already down there doing that.
Well, that's
you're
true.
descending
Okay.
down.
I could was keeping, I think, smoke grenades. Would smoke grenades make any sound if they go off?
I don't know if it would be audible enough for you to hear
Okay.
it, though.
I'm trying to think if there's anything I have that would actually make a sound if something tripped it. If I were to do something like connect my data link to this tripwire, would that be able to send a signal to my sidekick that something
Roll
has tripped
engineering.
it? Okay. I have engineering. I do. Even with engineering, I roll a 9.
for some reason, whatever feeling the atmosphere down here just puts you on edge a little bit. And
Okay.
you not knowing how far down you've actually descended, how far up they are, do they even know what could be around the corner at this point? You're starting to get shaky hands a little bit, trying
Okay.
to like figure out ways to make this happen. You got a million things going on, and you just can't find a center at this point
Okay.
to steel yourself. Doctor, they have descended down. They're beyond your view now. What do you do?
I try to mess around with my sidekick, try and contact them. Obviously, it probably doesn't work.
No,
We're
signal.
not all the way down though.
No, but
I'm gonna.
he saw you descend down at least.
Yeah.
When I all I did was open those doors when I hacked into that system, right?
Correct, as far as you know.
I'm gonna go back to that panel and see if I could gain any more information. If I could access any files that give a layout of what's inside.
Okay. As you make your way over to that panel, the doors begin to close. What do you do?
I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run through them and try and follow the guys.
Roll athletics.
Seven.
You just about barely get smashed like a grape as you kind of slide in barely inside. Unfortunately, the data link that you had in your hand gets clipped in between the two doors, shattering it. It was you
The
who had the data link
the data link that I have or that I had.
that you were using, correct?
All right. Well, that figures. All right.
You just follow where they went.
Just follow them.
Okay. Voldo and Marvin
Which
descend
kind of
down.
goes against the original plan to begin with, but stick by my decision.
You just begin to descend down. Roll awareness. Roll awareness for Marvin as well.
Oh, yeah.
10.
3 for Marvin.
Both of you have now lost any sense of direction, of how long you've been walking, of how many steps that you've traveled. You just know that you're descending down, and down how many rotations has it been? It seems like every wall, everything we've passed, every crevice, every crack seems to be the same crack, the same space. And as you continue to keep going down, it feels like an eternity. It starts to get heavier and heavier for you to breathe before you reach the bottom step. Rev, roll awareness.
Okay. 13.
You barely move out of the way as Voldo and Marvin tumble down the last step.
Tripping over my tripwire I'm trying to set up.
Yeah, maybe. And they just kind of like exhausted look, breathing heavy as they kind of bend to one knee to try to steady themselves. Doctor, you begin to descend down into the darkness as well. It's dimly lit. Roll awareness.
Are these, you said, like a spiral?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Carl.
10.
You feel the same thing as Voldo, as Rev has felt. A heaviness. But you also start to just follow the faint sound of water in the distance as you venture down farther and farther. You have again how many rotations, how many steps. Everything looks the same as you descend down and down. Your head feels like it's clouded a little bit. And as you feel like you want to pass out, you reach the bottom where you see sitting there before you is Marvin and Voldo.
I lost my data link.
Marvin doesn't
But,
seem to hear you or even seem to be concerned with it. He seems as something's on their mind. He's confused.
Can you guys hear me?
Marvin kind of like gives a double take. Oh, Doc. Oh, glad to see you got in here.
I'm not sure about that myself. I made an impulsive decision to run through the doors, and I lost my data link. And
He looks at you and
what's
just goes,
going on?
Wait. What do you mean you ran through the doors? Are they?
The doors closed, guys. We're stuck.
You hear Marvin just go, God. This is gonna be like a one-way trip, man. Boss,
I'm just
where are
gonna
you?
say yep.
Where are you, boss?
I got I guess I got a hard case of FOMO, and I just jumped and lunged through the doors on an impulse. I'm sorry, guys. I know that was counterintuitive to me staying back, but I did. I jumped right through them.
I mean, hey, it's either you get stuck outside or you're with us. So I feel like you're a little bit safer with us than you are outside on your own.
Yeah, could be. That's probably why I did it. But
Is Rev able? He's like hard committed to staying Mirage this
Hard
whole
committed.
time.
Yes.
Hard committed.
He is literally
Now that
5 feet away from these guys.
Yeah, and refuses to say any words. He wants to type on his data jack to see if they're working. Hello? Hello? Is this thing on? Do we have signal when we're close together now?
It does. A message does go through.
It does go through. Okay. He says, I think we passed through some sort of signal disruption device while going down that staircase. He types that, I should say.
I'm just gonna type. It could also be that we're now pretty far ground. I had no sense of how far we were climbing stairs, but it seemed like a long time.
Marvin kind of like looks at you as well, Voldo, and he just goes, it felt like it was going on forever, man. Like,
Yeah.
like everything that we passed just seemed like the same thing.
Something funky is going on. Can I take a look around using like mystical or something like that, just to kind of see if there's some kind of weird magic happening down here?
Go ahead and roll.
16, 19.
You get the sense as you kind of like go to one knee and you place your hand on the ground around you, trying to send out a bit of a mystical pulse and see if it like an ultra like a sound wave and see if it kind of bounces back, get any kind of sense. And you feel that there is dark, powerful enchantments.
Okay, so I'm gonna get up and I'm just gonna type in. Well, I'm gonna tell the guys, like there's something happening down here. They're using some kind of dark magic. Not really sure. And then I'm gonna also type that so Rev knows what's up.
Well, I'm right by you. I can hear you too. If you
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay.
They,
okay.
they don't know where you're at, so
Yeah, you don't know, but
yeah. What are you gonna hear us?
Did you guys notice anything weird about Marvin? Marvin, are you okay? Like I feel like you couldn't really hear what I was saying when I came down.
It's probably just because he's a pussy.
Roll science if you could. Dr.
Me?
Yep.
All right. So 5 + 3, 8.
All you get the sense is the exact same thing that he felt before, that there seems to be like a cloudy confusion that seems to be affecting him. More so than maybe each one of you, even though all of you kind of feel like you're being affected by something, and it could just be the heaviness of the air and the atmosphere that is here. But now you get a better sense with Voldo is there is dark enchantments that could easily be affecting you as well.
With Voldo kind of recognizing this dark enchantment, would it be possible for Rev to attempt to use one of his shamanistic mystical abilities to push back
You can definitely
this
try.
dark aura? Basically using one of my shamanistic chants to try to give us a protection or maybe a bubble of clarity kind of thing.
I will allow you to try it again. For Rev, this is relatively new for you.
To explore the more mystical
To
side.
explore the more mystical shamanistic side.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have a lot of practice. You're trying things on the fly here.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know
So-
he's?
What was it?
Do we know he's gonna do this?
You have no idea because he's
Okay.
Yeah,
he's-
I'm still
he's
in
dedicated.
Mirage.
He is
Yeah.
dedicated. And because of the upgrades that the good doctor has given him, he doesn't leave footprints, so you can't even see
right.
that. So go ahead and try
Okay.
and roll.
I have mystical a
roll ahead and
keyword.
roll a d20,
Okay.
but you can roll it as just bare, no plus or
Bare.
anything,
Okay.
because of the powers of the enchantments.
Okay, sure. And it fell on the ground. $18.
Hey.
You feel immediately once you go into your trance-like state, you feel like you're fighting a dark force immediately right out of the box. It takes you by surprise how powerful this is. And it feels like tons and tons are being put upon your shoulder. As you focus, you get visions of ancient spirits before you who put their hand upon your shoulder. You can feel a warm comfort as they lend you their power enough that you can create a small bubble within this dark enchantment to rid you of the feelings of dread and of heaviness. Voldo, Doc, and Marvin, the clarity seems to kind of come over you. An easiness. And for the first time since you've been in here, that the heaviness of the air and the atmosphere seems to lessen. It gives you a moment to think clearly.
Do we still hear the running water sound, or did anyone else hear that?
In the distance, you can still hear that there is now, it's much louder, flowing water down the hall within the doorway and beyond into whatever chamber that is beyond that.
I assume this bubble of clarity is kind of centered on
Yes, it does
Rev,
not move.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it doesn't move.
No.
It's just right where we are.
It's just right where it is.
Okay.
It took everything it could just to create that.
To create this small bubble. Okay. Well, then I am going to type and tell them what I just did, saying I've created a little bit of clarity, but there is definitely dark energy trying to suppress
Roll
us.
intellect first, if you could, Rev.
Oh, okay, sure. Is this for Rev?
Yes.
12.
Rev, you are aware that this bubble that you've created is also soundproof.
Oh, okay. Then I will add on to that and say, this is probably the last time we can communicate without eavesdroppers.
Could have said that.
I could have. You're right. You're right. However, I'm committed. If anybody's looking this way, they're not going to
So committed.
see my words.
You do get this message, Doc.
I'm not. So, are we all inside of this thing that he created, or is it just him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically we're all at the bottom of the
You're all,
stairs.
you're all on the
How
bottom
big
of
is the
stairs.
radius?
It's probably only like
Oh, so his
6
point
feet
is
by 6 feet or something like that.
his point is we gotta basically stay quiet. Is kind of what he's
Stay
getting at.
quiet, and if we're gonna plan anything, this is the only time we could do it without
Without
something else.
whatever is affecting you. That
Yeah.
could be beyond.
I mean, I mean, it seems like we're going to be up against a little bit more than we thought. What we bargained for. There's definitely some supernatural stuff going on here.
Not to
I don't
mention the
think.
4-armed monster. So,
Yeah, I think that if we run into anyone that we can actually communicate with, um, which thankfully I have deciphering languages, and we try and stick to the plan. Just say, act like we belong here, but that's kind of tough to do when we're sitting here kind of freaked out about what's going on. Also, I mean, this place is still kind of dark, right?
Yes, it's dimly lit.
Dimly lit.
but right
We
now
really
we're not
have no
freaked out.
idea where we're going to. I'm
No.
thinking,
Yeah, this is our only clarity we have is right here.
Yeah, right now we're not freaked out.
Everybody
Right now
roll a
we're
quick awareness check. Everybody at
oh, I
for
see.
Marvin.
Gotcha.
9.
Ooh, 20.
Ooh, doctor.
7 for Rev, 11 for Marvin.
Doctor, you feel as if it'd be the feeling of your hair standing on the back of your neck if you had hairs on the back of your neck and you had skin, which you don't. But it's a familiar feeling back when you were human. That now that you're in this bubbled space of clarity, of clear air, that there's also like an electrically charged air to everything as well.
Can I take a look around and see if I can figure out? Oh wait,
Only the doctor.
Yeah, only him. Yeah, okay.
He was able to pick that up.
Does anyone else feel that? Does anyone else feel an odd presence or an odd type of force in the air, or almost a palpable
Like an energy you can feel.
type of energy? Does anyone else notice that? It's pretty strong.
Marvin
No.
is not
No,
Rev
is it
just
coming from any
responds, just this
particular?
dark force that I'm pushing back.
Does it come from a particular direction, or is it just kind of
down the hall. It seems to be emanating into the hallway towards you as well. And for you,
From the
all
door
you know,
that's at the end of the hall.
it could have been filling the whole place, but this is the only time that you actually been able to pick up on it. Maybe if anything, Doc, you feel like it could be closer to the source.
Can I take a look around and see if I can figure out, maybe what kind of energy this is, or pinpoint like a location, something like that?
The only thing, well, you don't. The thing is you don't feel it at all.
Oh, okay.
And in regards to just overall awareness, it's completely dimly lit, and it's just rock face walls, braziers to the doorway.
Okay. Can I take a look around and see if there's anything besides the door around, like some hidden cracks, hidden doors, anything like that?
You are, especially in this area that Bubble he's created. You actually relatively be able to see everything with a clear mind and clear vision. For Rev as well, it doesn't seem that this path goes anywhere else other than what is before you. There's no hidden doors or alcoves or anything else. It's
Do we notice like a keypad or something similar on the next door?
No, it is because it's an open door into a chamber.
Oh, it is an open. Okay.
Do you guys think this could be where the Darkhorn rests?
I bet he's deeper inside. He's not going to be in the first chamber of this cavern.
I mean, would it be fair to make that assumption based on what we saw inscribed on the walls?
Were those inscriptions on the walls, did they show any details of where any of this was, or was it all just kind of very vague?
You get the sense, Rev, the information that you did see, that it possibly slumbers within, or at least it did at some point within the mountain.
Within this mountain, okay.
But it could be any mountain, and it just happens. But putting two and two together, why would it be engraved in these walls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Added in with all the dark forces and stuff. Rev's gonna
Yeah.
say, definitely possibility.
More than a possibility.
Well,
Almost
there's a chance we may encounter those higher beings that we saw, and we saw the images and kind of what they look like. We don't necessarily know if that's actually what they look like, but they may have some type of. They may be spirits for all we know.
Yeah.
But maybe if we encounter them, we can
We'll try
ditch
to
the
communicate.
whole communicate with them, and yeah, and just maybe we can. I don't know. Claim that we are here to assist them, possibly, and that we've been told stories growing. I don't know. We heard stories of the Darkborn, and we're here to help wake them up.
All hail
So-
Lord Zeno.
So we're gonna pretend to be human converts to their religion, basically.
Mostly
Whatever it
cyborg,
takes,
but-
because I don't think that these folks are going to buy any type of
Yeah.
we're here to check your security bullshit.
Sure.
Yeah.
At this
Yeah.
point, I think security goes beyond technology. I think
they got a freaking monster somewhere. So
yeah, I think this place is alive. To be honest, like I'm getting this serious vibe that this place is almost it's living, and there's something serious in here. We need to find out what's going on the best we can, and we need to try and accomplish this mission to just shut it down and just destroy
Yeah.
it.
Basically, we know what our target is now. We know what our target is to orbital strike. Is wherever this lair is, whatever the source of this power is, that's what we need to triangulate around. It's basically what I think we are finding here.
yeah.
Well, it's
I mean-
definitely that way.
Yeah, through that door.
I was gonna say.
Something is that way. Something crazy is happening down there.
At this point, I'm just gonna say, like, okay, we've been standing here for a while. There's only one direction we should go. We should probably just keep moving.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. With that,
So, Rev, you want to take the lead?
Drop it. You drop your shell.
Rev again because
My
he's
sense
committed.
of mortality
Sure.
is starting to kick in.
Rev says, "Am I on point or am I watching our back?"
You're on point.
Immediately
Okay.
from Marvin.
Yeah.
Yeah, boss. Point.
All right,
yeah,
boys.
you're our eyes.
Okay. Give me Rev's gonna say give me 30 feet of clearance, and then they're not gonna know where I am though.
No.
So he's gonna say give me 10 seconds and then start moving.
Okay.
Okay.
With that,
So-
the bubble drops. and
Drops, yeah.
The dark heaviness afflicts you guys once again.
Okay.
You feel, Rev, as well as them, as you start to go closer and closer, that
Mhm.
whatever energy that is coming from inside this chamber is pulling you towards it now. You feel like you're being beckoned. The heaviness is almost like the air is sucking you like a vacuum into it.
Hmm.
Every step is a little bit easier to go forward than it is to go backwards. As you enter through the door, and it becomes it's again another dimly lit room. You
Mhm.
immediately get the sense that this is a gigantic chamber. You don't really get a sense of 100% of space and of distance, but you can feel that there's an echo, and especially that you can hear in the distance rushing water.
Okay.
Immediately, as you look up, you see the night sky,
Oh.
but you can see beyond it as well, your cybernetic eyes, that it's some kind of enchantment upon upon the ceiling.
Okay.
That beyond it is just pure rock. You can see the galaxies, you can see comets, the stars illuminating, and they seem like a million stars that are just above. Roll quick awareness if you could.
20.
You do notice immediately that these stars are actually not part of the enchantment. That these seem to be some kind of reflective gems within the walls
Oh, wow.
that shine and sparkle like starlight. They twinkle and illuminate. They're actually beautiful and vibrant.
Can I tell if the light is coming from them or if they're reflecting the light?
They're actually emanating from the
Okay.
minerals, these jewels, whatever is embedded into the
Okay.
rock face itself. But this enchantment feels very much like what you see in the real world outside. But the only difference is you always see the two moons, Tavo and Kaio. But here, only Kaio sits on the horizon. Tavo is not part of the skyline at all. One of the moons is not there.
Is that normal, or are they always
They are
seen together?
always seen together.
Okay.
They are in the same hemisphere.
Okay.
So not one does not go below the other. So with anything, it feels like it's an altered enchantment, an illusion that's been cast upon the ceiling. And as you start to take another step farther in, you see a great altar that stands in the middle of the room. It stands what you feel based on when you take a look at the sky above that it seems to be in its direct center.
Okay.
Around the altar are lit braziers, and above, hanging from the ceiling, on chains, are also braziers just below the enchantment above the sky. You do notice that there are 4 pillars that stand on top of this altar. Do you venture closer?
I would like to circle the altar.
Okay.
I want to approach it from kind of all sides to get a view before I get close enough to ascend it.
As you start to get closer, you see the altar is only like 3 or 4 steps off the ground itself, circular in nature. The pedestals that are on it seem to signify the 4 cardinal directions.
Okay.
You start to see that there's around the altar is a large, almost aqueduct of the flowing water that you've heard, and there's some steps that get up to the altar itself, and a great channel that seems to come down from 20, 30 feet above into the rock face that flows gently into this aqueduct around and into some drains. That's where that water you were hearing from.
Okay.
Obviously some kind of stream or internal waterway that is within the rock face itself. But you do notice that there is a single individual that seems to be kneeling and praying before one of the pedestals. And on the pedestal sits a single grimoire, a runed grimoire that looks extremely familiar.
Familiar.
To your
Yeah.
The figure does not stand up, does not move, but you can hear a hum and a chant that is coming from this individual. And especially you now feel that this room is energetically charged with something. You
Okay.
just don't know what it is. The figure seems rather unassuming. Probably you'd figure even if it stood up, maybe it was 4.5 feet tall, maybe. It seems almost childlike. It's half hooded, but the hood is not on it. But it's dressed in some kind of dark gray regalia with dark maroon etching on it. But across its back are glowing runes. On the sleeves of whatever it's wearing are glowing runes. They seem to be glowing, pulse with every time it hums and it chants. And you do notice that on top of its head would be something like a mitre that it's wearing. You know
Okay.
what that is? It's like what
Yeah,
the Catholic priests.
kind of what the Pope would wear, kind of thing.
Exactly. That's sitting on top of it. And on top of it, almost floating, is a crescent moon. And everything that is on even the mitre itself is gold, but pulsating runes with every hum and with every chant. And with that, that's where we will end our session here tonight.
Uh, that is spooky. It's freaking World of Warcraft going into the necromancer's den or something right there.
I gotta give it to your skills of describing this stuff, Scotty. You're a good what is it?
World builder.
Yeah, for
Oh,
sure.
awesome.
Mad props.
Well, all I could tell you is that should be interesting when we pick up next week to see what happens inside this great chamber. As I don't know, as you attempt to communicate with something,
I want to do something before we communicate.
we will.
But
That will be the
I'll leave
first
it. I'll
thing.
leave it for
That
that.
will be the first
Yeah.
thing we will do when we pick up next week. I want to thank my wonderful cast here, Ryan, Mike, and Shane, for being part of this. Boldo, my question to you is, when Rev starts screaming and Marvin screams, and charges in, do you make your way back up the other way?
Turn around.
He's like, turn around and just go, hey, Doc, well, let's go.
Let's at least stay back a bit. Honestly, what I kind of want to do is see if I can steal some of those
Some of those
gems
gems.
off the wall.
I could just see, like, Doc's got Rev on his shoulders, Rev's got you on his shoulders, and Marvin's up there just trying to, like...
He's like prying out. I'll be right there. I'll be right there.
I mean,
Prying a single gem.
at the very least, it gives us light if we need it.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, we want to thank this wonderful cast here tonight. I want to thank you for everybody who hung out with us, and definitely Pie Boy, good sir. Thank you for hanging out and chatting with us. As everybody knows, this is Here on the Wastes. We do this every Friday night. Next Friday is going to be I think it's going to be a pretty amazing session. I have some I have some big things cooking for you.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
That I thought we were going to get to tonight, but unfortunately we didn't. But
we sneak around too slowly.
You guys
I was gonna say we deliberate a lot.
I think I should have stayed outside the doors.
Well, the best part about this is it gives you one whole week for Shane to beat himself up over the fact that, why didn't I stay on the other side of the door?
Yeah.
But either way, again, this is Here on the Waste, where we play Horizons Unknown After Earth RPG. That is a game that I have written and created myself. Again, my name is Scott, aka Shogi. I'm your game master and your chief architect of this game. Want to thank everybody who hangs out with us. Anybody who wants to see any previous sessions and episodes, please just go over and click the YouTube link. I upload every session during the week, so you can get caught up on what's going on. Again, this was episode number 28 of season number 3. Again, this is a shortened season, so definitely check the YouTubes to watch and get caught up with everything and see what happens with Rev, Voldo, the good doctor, and poor Marvin, who gets dragged around. And you know, but hey, wherever Rev goes, as at least
Marvin's
right now,
got his back.
That's where Marvin's going. So we want to thank you guys for hanging out with us this evening. You can always check me out at Mr. Shogi 3000 on Twitter. Ryan, please tell these individuals where they can hang out and find you.
Twitch.tv/Rand118 and YouTube /Rand118. And Scott, great job. Digging Warband here.
Appreciate it. I like the fact that,
man, whatever happens, I'm pretty interested in the place itself.
We will hopefully figure out a little bit more about Kuan the Darkborn
Mhm.
as well as Rev is really
Eh.
working on his shamanistic mystical skills there. He's
Oh,
getting better
he
and better.
he wants to ascend. That's what it
Yes,
is.
He will ascend.
I forgot we even had mystical abilities. I'm like, all right, well, yeah,
That's
let's all start
really
using
good.
them now.
Thank you so much, Mike. Thank you so much, Ryan, and thank you so much, Shane. And we will see you all next week. And until then, keep it safe on the waste, everyone. Good night.
all right.